Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hope you're all doing well. Looking after yourself, keeping well. Everybody's watching. How you doing? Right, Red Bomb finished, and he finished early, and he took me by surprise because this was actually scheduled for 11 o'clock, and he took me by surprise. So we're a bit earlier than originally planned. So some people may be here, some people may not be here yet. Who knows? Also, for the first time this week, we're actually simultaneously broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. So if anybody's on Facebook or YouTube can see us, let us know because I don't know if it's working, and it'll be nice to know that it is working. And that's my phone going ping pong. Anything important? What's in the news? What's in the news? Right, news signing from Windows. Yes, it will be. So what's in the news? Right, Milton Keynes, where I live, where some of you know where I live, Milton Keynes area, today got given city status, which was amazing. So there you go. Hey, Crazy Dad, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right, mate. Feeling a bit better, maybe. You know where we are. You got me numbers and that. So if you do need to talk, you know how to get hold of us. So it's obviously working on YouTube, and I don't know if anybody's watching on Facebook. So let me know if anybody is watching it on Facebook. Might not be. Da, da, da. It's a town. I agree with you. You're right. You're right. Wind therapy helps. It always does, mate. It always does. Shadow, nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. How's Wrench doing? I hope you're both keeping well, mate. Hope you're both keeping well. Crumbly, how you doing? Nice to see you, mate. I'm going to post a link up because, like last time, I don't want to sit in here talking to myself for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Face. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, Darkside. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. It's the first time I've ever done this, so the link takes you to YouTube. Oh, right, okay. Didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it streamed on Facebook as well as on the two. That's a bit of a con then. All good, mate. So come on, one of you brave people come and join me in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to end up sitting here talking to myself and probably singing. So you really don't want that. Milton Keynes being a city or not. All good. Can't wait for the bite to be finished. Which one you getting finished, or is she waiting for the bite to be finished, Shadow? The last little videos I saw of Wrench, she was riding the bike, or trying to ride the bike, I should say, teaching her. So, and I did catch up, Shadow, on some of Black Dragon's videos, particularly the ones where the ones about the accident, and that's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Crazy Dad, you join. We'll talk about electric bikes and 101 ways to destroy them. That sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, as I was saying, Shadow, yeah, I did see that. Absolutely terrible. Actually, feel for everybody down that way. A horrific accident. For those of you who don't know, a wrong way driver took out a large group of Black Sabbath motorcycle clubs riders, and he was the wrong way down the interstate. Absolutely devastating. Wrench's bike. Right. I bet she's going to love that. That's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. I can see why she's excited. Who wouldn't be? You get to ride a bike. You get your own bike. But there we go. So, Crumbly, I know you like to talk. Empty Tank, are you in here tonight? Have you made it? Or Empty Belly? You made it in here tonight? You fancy coming and having a chat? How much you love them. I'll tell you what, you want to buy me a live wire, go for it, because I'll be able to sell that, no problem. Electric bikes, I'm not going to keep going on about it. I've said it often enough. They are just not at the point where they can do what you need them to do at the moment. So, yeah, no to electric bikes. No to electric bikes. Crumbly, you're going to join us. Good man, good man. Empty Tank is sleeping. He's old. Yeah, bless him. Yeah, he's got to get up early, Empty Tank, and he. 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, for some of us, that's a lie-in. So 7 o'clock in the morning. God, it'd be nice to get up at that time, wouldn't it? I'm usually up at about 5:30 myself every day, or the alarm goes off at 5:30 anyway. Get up a little while after that. But I'm sure someone will mention the fact I'm old. I'm up half the night anyway, so I might as well get up. I think it's because I'm very tired. You know, I keep waking up all night long, see if I've lost any sleep. But there you go. This is the trouble when you schedule something and then you start it an hour earlier because somebody's finished. There we go. Right, okay. No worry, Belly. No worries. When you're ready, mate, you can come on, pop on. Let us know how you're doing. Especially with that no smoking bit. I'm interested in hearing that. Several times a night, Crazy Dad. And you can take the mick all you want because one day it will happen to you. Haha. It's an age thing. It's an age thing. We all do it. We all do it. Well, it's nice to know the Facebook thing's working and everything else. So that's good. It's good. Good. Awesome. Awesome. Start early, finish early. I wish I could. But some days I start early and I finish late. Unfortunately, it's just one of them things and nature of the job. So you'll be dead by then, you won't. I'm sure Mrs. Crazy Dad Biker doesn't feel that way, Crazy Dad. But there you go. Yep, exactly. That's the problem with the electric bike, Shadow. I worked out that I went away on a small vacation with the wife, only to Cornwall. No real great long distance, but to get there on an electric bike, we would have had to stop twice somewhere to charge the damn thing up, and it would have added an extra 4 hours onto a day-long journey. So, yeah. So anyway, the link's up, Crumbly. If you're ready, I know MT Belly will be popping along soon, just sorting out his bits and pieces he's got to sort out. Military Biker's on at 1 in the morning. He has got the CEO for Rolling Barrage in Canada to do with their PTSD. So that'd be an interesting show. Yeah. There they are. They're worse for delivery people. I do know that. A lot of delivery people were suffering and it's getting worse. The company announced their profits. Royal Mail made 400 and something million. Royal Mail Group made over £700 million profits. And they don't actually want to give the postman a no strings attached pay rise. Let's get now. Anyway, here is Mr. Crumbly. Hello, mate.
Hiya.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
Good. Good. So
Yeah.
MT Belly will be along shortly, and we can have a proper old natter between us.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay up for Military Bikers live stream as well?
I'm planning on doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay up, and the glass is empty at the moment. I haven't started it, so we'll see how long I can stay awake for when it starts. But it's got a few hours yet.
That's empty as well, so I don't know whether I'll get to fill it or not.
So, what happened with Red Bomb then? That was a very quick goodbye he did, didn't he? If I was betting money on that, it would have took ages.
That was weird. I mean, it just didn't seem right.
No.
It was a singular goodbye, and that was it.
Yeah, he was gone. Even Mad Old Biker, he disappeared pretty quick before the end of the stream. I was busy trying to adjust the timings for me live stream because I've scheduled it and I shouldn't have done because yeah. And yeah, the next thing I know, he was gone.
There's somewhat I would say to that, but I don't think I will.
Oh, say it, Gordon. You know you want to.
Well, maybe he was on a bit of a promise there, you know.
Well, he could have been. He could have been. We know what the old boys like, don't we? We know what the old boys like.
Yeah.
Once he gets on that promise, you never know. You never know.
No, well, wouldn't blame him.
Stevie, I think they're trying to get some kit before your live stream, mate. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, you're going to be inundated, Stevie, no doubt. Is oh Christ, the Marine going to be on there?
Marine Rider, he might be. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I'll tell you what, military biker, if you can, jump on and give some. You're going over an old man's half-hour kit, yeah. Military, if you want to jump on and give your show a plug, because you've got the CEO from the Rolling Barrage coming on.
Punksters,
that'd be good. Hang on, someone sent me a text message. I'll put my phone on silent because it makes so much bloody noise. There you go.
Is Punkster going to come on? He's trying to stay awake.
Yeah, Punkster's trying to stay awake too. He could come on and talk to us. I wonder if has Punkster, have you rebuilt your garage roof yet? That was the last thing I remember. Marine Rider will be there. Yeah, Marine Rider will be there, so that's good.
Excellent.
Plenty of swearing.
Yeah.
I
want to see him eat a crayon.
I want to see him eat a crayon. Yeah, crayon eater. I'll say that now. I don't know who suggested it, but someone suggested that every time Marine Rider swore, we had to drink. And that geezer swears every other word. After 20 minutes, I was wankered.
Jesus.
I said, you've got to be having a laugh. You've got to be having a laugh. Anyway, look, who we got here now? Who we got here? Look, it's Mr. MT Belly.
Hello.
How you doing?
Don't ask.
Can hear you really good. You're looking well, mate.
Well, I look it, but I don't sound it and feel it. Yeah, as you know, I went to the doctors on Monday. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Quick medical update. Had a bit of a breakdown at the doctors. I'm on antibiotics and the steroids at the moment because apparently, you know, on my videos, I've been coughing and spluttering last few weeks.
Yeah.
A lot when I've been doing my videos. Turns out I've had a really bad chest infection, so it was either I take the tablets or I ended up in hospital. So it was like great fun. So I've got to go back next week. Like I say, I'm on steroids and thingy. I am cutting back on the smoking, even though I've got a cigarette in my hand.
Yeah.
I've managed to make 50 grams last me a week rather than about 2 days. So I definitely now have cut back.
When you knock off smoking, doesn't it kind of everything loosen up in your chest? And
yeah.
More up, sort of thing.
Yeah, in about 24 hours, things start clearing up and your CO2 levels start dropping and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was smoking too much. I knew that myself. So, like I say, I was going through like 50 grams of bloody tobacco in about 2.5 days. And now I'm making it last me about a week. Because what was happening is because I got this chest infection. Sorry, if you can hear my grandkids in the background, I've got my grandson stopping. Because of this chest infection, I was smoking more because I was getting like the relief. Simon know what I mean. You get like a relief on your chest.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but it was like a opposite reaction. So, but it's been a fun week. So, well, back next week. He says lighten up a fag. But yeah, I've cut right back anyway, which is a good thing. So
yeah, good man.
It's rather than just stopping altogether. I've got to go and see one of these like quit smoking places who'll give me all the patches and the gum, and you know I'll be wearing 15,000 patches and chewing about 500,000 bits of gum. You know,
put one patch over each lens of your glasses, then you can't find your cigarette.
Yeah. but yeah, it's been a fun week. Let's put it that way. But I've also got to go back for a mental health review as well with the doctor next week. So if you'll have to excuse me for muffing and puffing, because I'm...
No, you're all right, mate. You're all right.
Because I am short of breath, and I'm going to end up on another, like, preventative. Yeah. Mrs. Crazy Dad says, yeah. I'm going to end up on like one of these what I have to take once a day, and then this one as and when I need it. But yeah, but it's been bloody good fun. But yeah, it turns out I've had this chest infection for about a month and a half.
Well, you didn't even know.
No, I just thought it was because I was smoking too much and me puffing and puffing as normal, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was only because they were doing my COPD check and they couldn't do it properly.
Right.
And like I say, I had a bit of a mental breakdown while I was in there, and it got me in to see the doctor straight away. She had a good listen around, did all the MOT things, probing the air temperature, thing on the finger, listened to my chest, and she went, "You're crackling and popping like a good one on your chest."
Yeah.
And I ended up on a rescue course, as they call it, of antibiotics and steroids, which I finished tonight. And the steroids are great fun because I have been seeing things.
Oh, that sounds all right.
Well, yeah.
Nice things.
Yeah, it's
Someone
weird.
putting LSD in your pump.
I don't know. It's only because I read the side effects and I thought, oh, that explains why I keep seeing things. Because one of the side effects is hallucinations, and it was like, oh, right, okay. So it's like I've been seeing like weird things around me, and it's like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? So,
well, I must admit, I've taken drugs before where you do see things, but they weren't prescribed by no doctor.
no, it was weird. It's like I was sat here and I was like sat staring at something for absolutely bloody ages, thinking, is that real or am I just seeing something? And it was like, and I'm like sat here thinking, what the hell's going off? And then I decided to read the leaflet what came with the steroid tablets, and it was like, oh, right, okay, that explains it all.
What
Oh,
sort of
hello.
things are you seeing then?
No, nearly. It's all right. We nearly had another guest then, but he suddenly vanished again. So
Who was it?
I'm going to keep it a secret until he joins.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think he's got to find a stable connection first.
Oh, I can guess who that is then. But yeah, cutting back's the first step, rather than just quitting. It's like cut back, start slowly cutting back, and then get on all the happy pills. I do apologise for the background noise, but I've got one of
these. We can hardly hear them.
Right, that's why I'm on this headset and not the other one, because this one's
they're making far less noise than Red Bomb's fan was for his bloody computer.
That's a fact.
There's me ears.
Sounded like a bloody Dyson all night, didn't it?
I know. Nightmare.
It did hurt my ears after a bit, that did. Because I was listening with headphones in, and it was like I've got earbuds and I had my earbuds.
It winds just that right pitch, doesn't it? Just that pitch that really hurts your ears.
Yeah, it's just that noise level where it does hurt your ears. So
if he's going to stay there long enough, I'm going to have him in the room now. Here he comes. I've never seen him on the live stream before, so and he's just disconnected.
What?
That's my earbuds.
Right, yeah.
Well, they're very, very sensitive because they work with a mobile, so they're a bit OTT. Whereas me, boom mic headset is not as sensitive. So, Rev Bomb shared that new Lex Moto Detroit up earlier.
Yeah. That must have been before I joined. I don't recall seeing it, but yeah.
Yeah, it was before you joined. It's a very nice looking bike, actually.
Is that the one that he did a vlog on this week?
No, that was the Tempest.
Ah, yeah. No, I thought that looked right. That looked a sturdy bike.
That's a nice little bike.
Yeah.
Apart from, if you look at the Tempest GT, which is like the Grand Tourer version of it, that one Rev Bomb was showing on his video, that got a lovely side exhaust on it, a nice chrome exhaust.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy lad.
Here you go.
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah. Oh, he's just got to unmute his mic now.
Yeah, you need to unmute mic, crazy.
That'd be a good idea.
There you go.
Yeah, that's better.
I can't get these to connect to my stupid phone to have you come from my earpiece, so...
well, strange.
Thumbs up, Apple.
Well, don't ask me about Apple.
Right. Hang on, everybody. This man's going to come in now, and he's going to give us a little plug for what he's doing later on. So here he is. CMB.
All right, boys.
CMB.
How you doing, guys?
All right. Good match the other night, military.
Yeah, it was a great game. Oh, fucking hell, don't put me on big screen. Jesus Christ.
Right down to penalties, mate.
Yeah, tough game, mate. I mean, obviously playing Chelsea at the last 2 cup finals, and obviously it's went to penalties both times. So we've just been a bit lucky.
I don't normally watch football. I have to excuse background noise. I don't normally watch football, but my father-in-law's a Liverpool fan, and my missus says, "Oh, can we watch it?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And when it got to the end of it, I was like, "Oh." I know I was screaming at the tally for Liverpool. I know I was, but it was like, but I don't normally watch it. I'm more of a motorsport fanatic. So.
Do you know what drives me insane is the fact that of all these years of drought for Liverpool, the one time that I actually emigrate to a different country and can't go to the match every week, they start playing well and winning everything. I'm fuming.
Yeah, they've actually requested you stay in Canada now.
Yeah, no, well, I remember it when I was I remember it when I was a kid in the 80s and stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't. I'd love to take my lad now to the games and stuff. And I've already said to the missus that if God forbid, or hopefully, fingers crossed, this weekend Stevie G does us a favour and beats City, and then we win the league, and then we go on to win the Champions League the week after, would be just unreal. And I'll be flying back to the UK. I'll be home for that parade because that's a once in a lifetime thing, So
it was a very, very good match. I did enjoy it myself. It's the only time I'm a bit weird like that. I love rugby. I love my motorsport. Football. It's like one of those things. But if it's England playing or something, or supporting the father-in-law with Liverpool, because my missus is an Arsenal fan, I'm afraid to say.
Oh, that's not her fault, mate. It's not her fault.
Yeah, I know.
But, don't worry, she will get better.
Yeah. Well, see, we both have quite enjoyed the match. So
it's a good time to be a Liverpool fan, that's for sure. Definitely.
Oh, while we're on the while you're here, military, I ordered a hoodie off you ages ago, didn't I? And I'd messaged you about being a large and it was a bit tight. Well, I washed it and it slowly got tighter and tighter. So now it's a seat cover.
Sake.
Well, there you go. I don't think it was washing it. I think he's eaten too much.
Yeah, but potentially that as well. Yeah, maybe. I can't believe that. You should send it. You should email them back and say, "Look, you've sent me this, and it's too small. Can I get an extra large or whatever?" Or order it off the guy that does these. The lad that done these for me, the new ones. They're fantastic. Really, really good.
I might have to get myself a new one. So yeah.
These are 10 times better, mate. Like literally 1,000 times, and they're dead thick as well, which is good for UK. Obviously, being cold and stuff. So, and they're the same price.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. I'll definitely look into that one though. MB, yeah, definitely. Cheers for that.
No worries, man.
Anyway, you've got a big guest on your show tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. I mean, Paul Harmon, he's basically the chairman of the Roland, but I don't want to say too much because spoil it later on. But the chairman of the Roland Barrage here in Canada, which is a huge ride from one side of Canada to the other. Basically, thousands of kilometers, man, straight across, from the Pacific to the Atlantic, as it were, or the other way around. Sorry. But yeah, I know he's coming on tonight to tell us a little bit about this year's ride, how the ride began and why it began. And it's all in aid of PTSD. That's why they do it every year, to raise awareness of PTSD. So it's really cool to have him on the show. I interviewed him last year when I was on the ride. So there's an actual, interview with me and him on the channel on there. But, it'd be good to have him on for more than 5 minutes to talk about everything and anything, really, and maybe get some guys asking him questions and just to raise awareness for the ride, man, because I think it's, the Americans in the UK, you've got Ride to the Wall. In America, you've got the similar thing, Ride to the Wall in the States. And I think it's called the Rolling Thunder, I think it's called in the States.
Yeah,
as well.
Is that the one where they have the Marines stood in the middle of the street saluted?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
I've seen that. That is fantastic watching.
Well, this is it, all these rides are huge. I mean, the Ride to the Wall in the UK is gigantic now. I mean, the Rolling Thunder one is huge, and Canada is lacking in that regard of the fact that they don't have this massive ride. And yes, granted, fucking Canada is massive. It's fucking huge. You know what I mean? You can fit the UK into Alberta alone, this province that I live in, alone. So I think that's potentially why there's been a few hurdles over the years, shall we say? But now it's up and running. Now it's been up and running for the past sort of 6 years. and it's grown by the year. So, you know, and when I went on it for literally 48 hours, I had a time of my life, man. It was amazing. And one of the roads that we came, I think you guys have probably seen a video, you know, and the road that we came down on the Icefields Parkway from Jasper all the way down to Banff and in and around there through the Rocky Mountains, man. It is one of the most fucking phenomenal rides I've ever done in my life, man. It was amazing. So yeah, he's on tonight to talk about that, really. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, excellent. Good stuff.
Yeah, brilliant.
1 a.m.
I'll try and stay up for that one.
No, please, boys, don't. If you want to get your head down, get your head down. I don't expect you guys to stay up.
Oh no, don't worry. Anyway, I'm suffering with insomnia anyway, so you know, it's something to watch.
Yeah,
to watch.
It is. Mal, you're right. It's a challenge to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's not for me.
Yeah,
I could bloody switch off. Well, yeah.
It sucks.
It does depend how many beers I have between now and then. At the moment, the glass is empty, so we're looking good.
Good. And sometimes it does my head in. I mean, every you guys know this because you've watched my stuff for a while, but every Friday afternoon I used to knock off work when I was in the army. I used to get able to knock off work at like 12. So I'd start a live stream at 2 o'clock my time, which would be 7-ish, 8, 9 o'clock your time. And it used to be great because I used to get all the guys from UK in, I used to get the guys from North America in. Whereas now it's a bit of a nightmare being a civvy, trying to finish work at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then trying to run a live stream to get you guys from the UK on is a bit of a fucking hassle, to be honest. So I'll have to cut my losses, unfortunately, and just do it for North America. Potentially, I could start doing live streams on a Saturday afternoon for you guys, but Saturday afternoon my time, this will be evening time, your guys. But yeah.
So I'm just answering the question. What you need to do is go into the settings on the StreamYard. At the bottom, it will have your mute, stop camera, settings, share, live studio. If you go into the settings, and it's in there basically.
It is. It's got its own section. But be aware, Mr. Crazy Dad Biker, it does take a hell of a lot out of your computer. So it slows it down. It'll slow your streaming down and everything. That's why I stopped using it, because it was a nightmare to try and run everything else that you're trying to run and that at the same time.
Oh, I won't bother doing that then.
Yeah, well, I've got I'm currently chatting to you all on a gaming laptop, so it's got the processing power to cope with it all. Yeah, because it's what it's designed for is gaming. So
that's it. If you got the all singing, all dancing, computer, you're laughing, but
yeah, it doesn't tend to slow me down a bit. But I need a better lighting. I need to get one of those ring lights or something rather than having the main living room light on, because it does. I do like merge into it. It's quite
get a flashlight. They're good.
I don't think that'll work.
Get one of the old Piff helmets and just turn the lamp down.
On the laptop. I'll be back.
All right, mate.
Okay, crazy. But sorry, going back to that Tempest, Crumbly, what we're on about. If you look at the GT version of it, they've moved the exhaust and they've lowered it down, and it's bloody horrible. The actual standard one looks better than the GT one. Yeah. If they'd have kept the exhaust where it was, you wouldn't have such a big empty gap there. It looks a lot better. But I do like the new Detroit. I was looking at that earlier on today, because when they announced it, it was like, ooh, my Michigan's got a brother now. But I was looking at the close-up of the pictures, and quite a lot of it looks like the Michigan. But all what they've done is different tank, different handlebars. They've got rid of the foot plates. Yeah. And just altered the back end a bit on it. It looks a very nice bike. So, but
there's some nice looking 125s about actually at the moment.
Oh yeah, I love that thing. I absolutely love that. Yeah. And it looks like a Harley rip-off, but because even when you look at the Detroit, these black
just right next to one.
Yeah, but if you look at the Detroit, sorry, my little grandkids screaming.
Yeah,
like there, those covers there for the air filters and that lot. Sorry about this.
No, it's all right, mate.
It's great.
Kid's a kid, man.
He's getting ready for bed. That bit there, where the finger is, those are on that Detroit, but they're a different colour. Yeah. So it looks like some of the parts are interchangeable. So. Yeah. I really do apologise about the screaming in the background.
Don't worry about it. It's not nothing we haven't heard before.
My daughter works in a nursery, and she's got called in this weekend. So
Yeah.
I've got one of the grandkids stopping with me. The others have been shipped off to different relatives. So I've got my mate Axel with me at the minute. So, well, he's not happy because he's got to go to bed. So, but he'll settle down in a minute. He'll settle down.
So we've got Crazy Dad Biker and we've got Mrs. Crazy Dad Biker.
Yeah.
Two different people, obviously, not just Crazy Dad Biker using Mrs. Crazy Dad Biker's phone. Right, got you.
Yeah, okay. And they're actually in the same house, sitting at each end of the sofa.
Do you know what? I laugh at that, but my mum and dad do that. They message each other, like, literally. I'm like, are you two sat at home, like, talking to each other on Facebook? I'm like, really? You live in, like, the world's smallest fucking bungalow in Liverpool. I'm like, are you having a laugh?
I'll do that with my kids. I'll do that with my kids rather than shouting upstairs to get them. I'll send them a message via WhatsApp because it saves me having to bloody shout upstairs.
Yeah,
you know.
My missus does that all the time. Yeah, and I'll do it to her as well. Put the kettle on, you know, etc.
Yeah. It's like
I do apologise. He's now in a different room in the house. Look, he's in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like having the old intercom in the house. You know, it's like
the love well then.
Yeah. You used to be able to get them where you plugged them into the main socket many years ago.
Mind you, my mum was got an intercom because if she shouted your name in the house, it sounded like she was stood next to you no matter what room she was in.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
You knew when my mother was calling you. We used to, when I used to live in London, we'd be out playing somewhere in Camden, and she'd just go out on the balcony and call us, and we heard her no matter where we was. From Hampstead Heath to Camden Lock, we could hear her. Yeah.
Yeah. A bit like when we were kids playing out on the street and that. If you were like 2 streets away, you could hear your parents screaming for you. You know, that was in the days of before, obviously, the internet and computers.
Yeah, it doesn't happen now, does it?
You hardly see kids out playing nowadays, do you?
They're too busy on the PlayStations or Xbox or whatever it is.
Or on the laptops, you know, or whatever, playing online gaming.
Don't you find they're losing all their social skills, though, that we learned growing up?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And not only they're losing their social skills, when they go out into the real world, they've not become, I call it streetwise. I mean, I grew up in London, and I knew when danger was coming, so I ran away from it.
Yeah.
And as you get older, you go into a pub, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I don't like this. There's a bit of an atmosphere here," and you're aware of things before they kick off. And you don't end up in so much trouble. But
see, my mum and dad got into CB radio back in the late 70s, early 80s before it became legalised. Well, it was legalised in 1981. And the only reason why they got involved in it is because one night we were sat watching telly and we suddenly heard this voice coming over the telly. And I thought, what the fuck's that? It turned out the next door neighbour was on AM radio, you know, talking. So we had to get the old ferrite ring to stop the interference through the TV aerial. And so my mum and dad got into it. And like I say, I grew up around CB radio and amateur radio because I did the amateur radio course when I was 14. And back then, you know, if you wanted to communicate with somebody around the other side of the world, you used to be looking at the slow solar flares and the propagation and how the atmosphere was charged up. You'd go and sit on a great big massive hill and try and bounce your signal off the bloody moon or off the, you know, ionosphere, and that to talk to somebody around the other side of the world. And yet nowadays you just plug your laptop in and go, hello. You know,
you know,
there's no bloody effort behind it at all, you know. And we used to do that.
I remember the old the marches in London when they wanted the CB radio to be Citizens Band to be legalised.
Yeah, that
marching down like the Oxford Street, Regent Street, and all the rest of it. I was only a kiddie at the time.
Yeah,
and we used to get the old red bus Rovers, which cost like 10p, and you can go anywhere on London on the bus all day long.
Yeah.
And we was out on the bus and we saw that. So there was a group about 4 of us, and we just joined in march, walking along, chatting and hollering with everybody. It was good fun. We had no idea what it was on about.
Well, it was actually a bit stupid when they legalised it because it restricted it to 27 megahertz.
FM, didn't they?
Sorry?
They switched it to FM then, didn't they?
Yeah, FM. It was 1981 because that's where
FM?
the 2781 came onto it. Yeah. And the problem was
means something else nowadays, that.
Yeah. Frequency modulation, not audio. Yeah. But the problem was, they were stupid because when they were doing all these protests and that, they totally got the wrong frequencies and everything for it, you know. And like I say, they legalised it to FM, 27 megahertz, you know, and in 1981, which is why we went along and did the amateur radio course, because we could go on to frequencies where we could talk around the world and not be restricted within the UK. You know, we were on single sideband running 1,000-watt linear amplifiers through a directional beam aerial, strapped to a fence on top of Mapley Plains in Nottingham, one of the high point into Nottingham, you know. So, because it became quite famous with all the CBEers, because it's called Dorky Ted, and it's where Ibstock Bricks have got their quarry and everything.
That sort of killed it for a lot of people when it went to FM, though, didn't it?
Yeah, there was still people on it, but there was a lot of people using illegal stuff, you know, because they wanted to talk all over the world.
Yeah.
But you know, that's why we went down the legalised route, so we could have all this kit. And we used to go out with my dad in the car, with it all in the boot of the car, set it all up on one of the highest hills and start bouncing signals everywhere, you know. And it was a good laugh. It was a good laugh back then. And Dorky Ted became quite famous in Nottingham because you go up there on a Friday and Saturday night, and I'm not kidding, this entrance to this quarry, it was like, you know, like a normal road entrance. And there'd be bloody cars parked all around. You go up there, there'd be like 20, 30 cars all parked up there. Yeah. You know, because they're all trying to talk all over the world, you know. It was great.
All on top of the same hill, yeah.
Yeah, all on top of the same hill, you know. And we were chatting to each other, and you used to be there till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know. Yeah. And then you'd roll back home. And it was a good laugh back then. But computers killed it. Internet killed it, and computers.
It all started off with a film that came out in the 70s called Convoy, didn't it? That's what started.
Chris Cofferson, Rubber Ducky.
Yeah,
Big 10-4 Rubber Ducky. Yeah. Funnily enough, I was actually listening to the Convoy theme tune the other day in the car. I'd actually got it on in the car the other day because it's like one of those classic old, you know, films, which is absolutely bloody brilliant. Yeah. It was last Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Convoy, fucking hell. You ask any military guy what convoy means, and you'll get a completely different answer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you had old pig pen who just stuck right at the back because it was hauling pigs. Yeah.
Log machine. No, he's handled pig pen yet.
Convoy
when he's going over the bumps, he's got a waterbed, and he says, "My waterbed sprung a leak." That bouncy.
Oh, that make films like that. It was like I shared that thing earlier from It Ain't Our Hot Mum with old Windsor Davis. The Sergeant Major. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant that was.
They won't show anything like that on the telly anymore. Though,
can you imagine? Fucking hell, could you imagine it ain't half Hot Mum now on the TV? There'd be fucking carnage.
Out darn it. Darn it. He's banned for life now, isn't he?
Yeah, well, even Ain't Our Hot Mum's banned for life, isn't it? Because of how un-PC it is. Yeah. You know, it's bloody unreal.
The only thing I can remember from It Ain't Our Hot Mum is the old punker wallers.
Because I'll tell you, it's absolutely bloody hilarious. But
you see some of the gifs and stuff now, they're gifs or whatever the fuck they're called. With him on there, and you know, it's people have stitched videos together, and it always ends up, you know, with somebody doing something nowadays, and you know, the millennials or whatever, and then he comes on and he goes, "This is the most blatant display of puffery I've ever seen in my life," and it's unbelievable.
It's like on that clip I shared, there was a certain thing where he turned around and went, "Will you stop singing? I don't like Indian music," and they're actually singing an English song. Well, because of the accents, I was like, God, if that was on telly now, it'd be shot down in flames. It's like the Dambusters film. That's banned because of the name of his dog.
Because of the dog, yeah.
Because of the name of his dog, yes.
They've even changed the gravestone. So the gravestone of the dog was there for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And now they've actually had to rip the gravestone up and replace it with another name.
Yeah, because of the name
What was the dog called then?
Can't say it.
It was the N-word.
N-word.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because the dog was black. It was a black Labrador,
Yeah,
whatever it was, and that was his name.
And they actually banned it.
Yeah, wow.
Stupid.
Well,
Pet.
that's a really strange thing, because without going into detail, I mean, they call people of the same race call each other that, use that word.
I know.
Don't they?
But,
They've
because-
desensitised it, haven't they, from what it used to be? It's what they've
Yeah.
done by using it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because of the name of his dog, which actually was the name of his dog.
Mhm.
And of course, obviously shouting the dog in the film. If you watch the film or remember the film, that's why it got banned.
Crazy, man.
It's really, really stupid because of little things like that. Because nowadays, obviously, it's not PC, which is understandable. I understand that. But, you know, classic programs and films.
Well, take a really soft one, which I thought was quite a soft one, was that Love Thy Neighbour. I don't know if you ever seen that, MT, did you?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Is it me or am I surrounded by OAPs?
You are.
You are, apart from Stevie.
That's why Stevie's reading the book, because he don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you don't know what we're talking about.
Midget porn.
I'm actually replying to the guy that's coming on the show tonight.
Well, yeah, it is. It's really, really stupid how a lot of stuff nowadays is what we innocently watched back in the 70s and 80s growing up.
Yeah.
You can shut up, Mr. Crazy Dad Biker.
You know, a lot of them is like, they can't show them anymore.
No.
You know, and yeah, back in the 70s and 80s, we were all laughing and joking and thought it was fantastic. And nowadays, it's like...
I get it, to a degree, man. But I think we've gone from one extreme, literally,
to the other,
other overnight.
It's kind of context, Stevie.
There's no in between.
Yeah. It can be said in a malicious way, or it can be said in a sort of banterous sort of way, if you like.
Absolutely. And I don't think it helps that the people in the world nowadays are very touchy. Considering what the world went through. I mean, look at the riots or the protests that went on, with the BLM thing, and when they were, in London, spray painting Winston Churchill, calling him a fucking racist and a fascist and all that. It was different times, man. Move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was different times.
This is the problem. They keep bringing up history.
History's history for a reason.
And and it's called history.
You learn from it.
You learn from it. You move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem. Is a lot of them.
Where's my refill, Simon?
It's here. Yeah.
In that note, I'm going to the beer fridge.
Well, yeah.
Mrs. Crazy Dad Biker said, while you're in the kitchen, do the washing up.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm off to the beer fridge. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to the beer fridge.
No problem, Stevie. But yeah,
what are you drinking tonight?
Doing all the washing up and all that stuff.
Pironi for me tonight. On offer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me see. You drinking the old Corona?
No, Pironi.
Oh right, I thought you got the old
the
Corona.
knockoff version of COVID.
Yeah, they'll be banning that next because of COVID. Or changing its name.
Ban what they bloody like. As long as they ban electric bikes.
It's like a certain rice brand called Uncle's,
No.
Because of the
But you
snowflakes.
say about the banning things because of racism and the slave trade and things like that in the past. I've noticed they haven't shut down Barclays Bank yet.
No.
Because that was founded by the two brothers that earned all their money in the slave trade.
Yeah.
Very
really?
nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of companies, though, if you look back at the history of them.
Yeah.
Slave trade and things like that. It's like they did it with Germany, didn't they? With all the companies what made stuff for the Nazis. They went all on the bandwagon with that. Because of that.
Well, I mean, the slave trade was the slave trade, but it was.
He's not going to put Coke in his Jack Daniels, is he?
Wasn't it?
Sorry, he's putting Coke in his Jack Daniels. How to ruin a drink. Bloody kids.
Sorry, Crumbly, I missed that.
Sorry.
The slave trade was the industry of that era. Moment in time, Wrong as it was, but it was the industry to be in, wasn't it?
Well, it's how a lot of them were formed. You look at the East India Trade Company, that was tea. A and look at how much trouble they caused over in China with the opiate and whatever, with the opiate wars and the tea wars and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I watched a really good film last night about the it was a ship called the Essex, whaling ship called the Essex. What was the basis for Moby Dick, the film Moby Dick?
Yeah.
They did a film about it, and back then, they were hunting whales left, right, and centre. Now there's a big war over it. The only country doing it is like Japan and Finland or whoever.
Japan, aren't they? Yeah.
Hunting whales still. But it was only until they drilled a hole in the ground and discovered oil underground. That's why we were hunting whales. But that was
TMB,
a really
you
good
need
film,
to change your name. Change your name to what mine is around there.
I'm surrounded by OOPs.
Yeah. Do you know what? I found it weird when people call me MB and TMB. It's either Scouse or Stevie, one of the two.
Yeah.
I know Rev likes to call himself in the third, or likes to speak about himself in the third person and call himself RB all the time. Like, that's just weird, man.
That was a.
Have you seen some of his legendary goodbyes he's been doing recently?
Oh, but he's a typical entertainer.
Really quick tonight.
He is your typical radio guy.
Yeah.
Just the DJ
Welcome
coming out
to
of
Radio Rev.
Yeah.
It was DJ. I think last week cheers. I think last week was his longest goodbye he's ever did. It took about 25, 30 minutes.
When I came in, he said, right, I'm going to end it now, blah, blah, blah. And I went off, and I came back half an hour later after doing some work, and he was still going. I was like, what the?
I nearly fell off the chair tonight when he said goodbye, and that were it.
I know, he took us all by surprise, didn't he? He said goodbye at about quarter to 10. And by 40 minutes to 10, it was over. It was done. It was like
maybe he's had his marching orders by the missus.
No, he's on the promise.
Well, Crumbly reckons he's on the promise. So,
and I still reckon we should get it that every time he mentions Lockwood, he should pay £1 towards a mental health charity.
That in the link. I'll post the link one more time.
Yeah.
That'll make him bankrupt. Bankrupt.
Lockwood, that's brilliant.
Bless him, he does have a Lockwood crush. Bless him.
He's brilliant.
So I thought you were going to. Well, when is the Scotland trip? Is it still on, or has it happened yet? Or
they're going up on the 4th and 5th. I backed out ages ago.
Roger.
Because the way things are going with me and work and money at the moment, it's just an extra expense I just cannot.
Yeah, that's fair, mate. That's fair enough.
I'm told Red Bomb backed out. I'm told Red Bomb backed out this week. He now can't make it up there for the weekend like he was going to.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So he's not going now either. So it's just going to be Andy GSA with a couple of lads going up there to see the guys. I'm a bit gutted because it was my idea back in January to go up there and do the NC 500, and then it all took off, and then things happened. It's all like I probably ain't going to be able to afford this right now.
Mate, that's always the way, though, isn't it? You know, when you first mention going away with the lads for a ride, it's always a full squadron worth of dudes going, like 300 people, and it whittles itself down to like fucking 5 or 6. You know, at the end of it, it's the same over here.
So I think there's 3 of them going up there on the Saturday. I think they're going up, and 2 of them are coming back on the Monday. I think, or they're going to stay for to do most of the NC 500 and then come back. One of the guys is self-employed, so he's like worrying about how much money he's going to have to earn before he goes, and then he's got to play catch up when he gets back.
That's fair, man. You know, what we do costs money, lads. Let's be honest. You know, you're running a bike, maintaining a bike, insurance, all that shit costs money, man. You know, so I absolutely get it. You know, when lads drop out, absolutely. You know, everyone's up for it to begin with, and you know, money's a big thing for especially in the UK now. From what I've heard, the cost of living's just gone through the fucking roof.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I've only filled that thing up 3 times. Can I just say I've only filled that thing up 3 times? It only cost me about 13 quid.
I fill mine up 3 times a week. I'm getting very poor very quickly at the moment.
I'll tell you what, get 125, Simon. Brilliant on fuel.
Is that what that is? 125?
Yeah, that's a 125.
Get a Livewise. It'll cost you pennies.
Yeah,
then I wouldn't be able to afford the electric.
You won't get very far, but it'll cost you. Yeah, exactly. Wash your mouth out.
Yeah, that's a Lex Moto Michigan, Stevie. It's based on Harley. It was done in conjunction. I think Harley will make. The the same factory what made that, if I remember the story right, were making bits for Harley in collaboration with Harley, and they sort of Harley gave them permission to sort of nick it a little bit. The idea.
I think I remember that
And
a few
that's why
months
they
back,
made that.
and my mate, my mate Bruce got one of those. He's learning to ride as well, you know. Murray Loon, Bruce, Jock lad. He's been on a couple of my live streams. You guys have probably seen him, but he's got a black one. And he swears, but loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Yeah, the new one was it the hang on, Euro 5 is it we're now at? Yeah, that's the one what they do in the cue ball black, as they call it. Yeah, when they do it in a battalion green, you know, and that lot. But I got mine before the prices all shot up. Yeah, because I only paid 1,700 for that. They're now selling for $2,500.
Really? For a bloody 125?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
That bike is now 2,500 quid brand new. And I paid 1,700 quid for it.
Wow!
When I got it.
I mean, be honest, MT, on a 125 like yours and the way they are today, on little footpath roads, you can have as much fun on one of them.
I'll tell you what, I have so much fun on that because I only stick to like A roads and B roads because I can't do motorways.
Yeah,
I try and avoid
have one with the roads he's got out there.
Oh no, but I avoid.
That's why I've got a 1900.
You know, I avoid dual carriageways like mad on it. You know, the carriageways. I avoid dual carriageways. Yeah, but
dual carriageway. Yeah.
But on the A roads and B roads around where I live, that thing is so much fun.
Yeah. A 125 in the UK, mate, spinning around the UK is perfect. You know, I mean, absolutely perfect. You know, because it gets you around, man. That's it.
You wouldn't get me on one commuting to work, though. You wouldn't get me on one commuting to work. Not down the motorway with all them fucking lorries. You got
no.
Yeah, fuck no.
It'd be quicker, Simon, for you to hold on to the lorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that now. Turn the engine off. Hold on to the back of a trailer. Save some fuel.
No, if you get in the slipstream, right?
Stream behind it, you get some speed
no
up.
wind or nothing. It's just really. You know.
I'll tell you what. I'll spend a lot of time on the motorway. It's about a 30-mile trip just to get to work, and I spend a lot of time on the motorway. And with the traffic in the UK at the moment, I'm doing an awful lot of filtering. And my next video that's going up tomorrow morning, I actually raced an ambulance through the traffic. So I'm not going to tell you who won, but you'll have to watch it to the end.
Fucking hell.
Well, no, I love that little
it's
thing.
Bad, yeah, it is bad now.
So, you guys got any big trips planned for this year, then, boys, or what for summer riding anywhere nice?
I plan to go to south of Ireland in sort of September time.
Oh, nice, man, nice.
Yeah, I've got no holiday left at work.
I'm trying to catch up with the Griller biker while I'm out there if I can.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
The awkward thing is, you know how they're doing that big mental health awareness thing with the 1000cc club?
Yeah.
Well, it's 2 days before my 50th birthday, and we're all going away on holiday. So the whole family is, so I won't be able to make it because we're all going on the going away for holidays, and I'm going to be pissed as a newt. Let's put it that way.
Oh, fair enough.
What you think about solo? You know, if you're just solo riding, a solo trip, camping sort of thing. Are you guys down for that or not?
I'd love to do
travel lodges.
Travel lodges.
Yeah. There's no way I'm going in a tent.
What?
No, problem is my tent's 23 foot long.
How the hell do you get that on your bike?
Yeah, exactly. I won't be able to get it on the bike.
You're a caravan, isn't it?
That goes in the back of the car. That does.
Yeah.
No, we've got a
Or he sets it up over the bike.
Yeah, to hide the bike. Always sees a tank going down the motorway.
Yeah. Looks through the window at the end, you know.
Yeah. But,
how far are you guys away from each other then? Are you miles and miles, or not too far?
I'm actually between Simon and MT Belly. So I'm Northampton.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm in Northampton.
Yeah, you're just down the road then.
I'm near Halifax in Yorkshire, so.
Oh, Jesus. So you guys aren't that far from each other. In the grand scheme of things, you know, you're not that far, really.
No. Well, not compared to the trips you do over there, no.
Yeah, I suppose.
We're on our doorsteps.
I'll tell you what used to be in the Halifax, who used to go to, was the Guild of Knitting Frames. Used to fix their photocopiers up in Halifax, that area.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the Guild of Knitting Frames or Stocking Frames or whatever you want to call them. There's a big guild. Really, no. You know, this sort of thing like that. That was up in Halifax, so done your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Knitting, Guild of Knitting.
The Guild
That's,
of
that's a
Knitting.
typically British thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a British thing, you know.
Okay, it sounds like something my missus would be interested in.
Start to show your age there, Matt.
No, it's not me. It was just the name of the place we used to go to, you know, because the actual, funnily enough,
What was it, a 90-year-old woman that ran it?
Named Doris.
I can't remember. It was that long ago.
You know.
Well, the funny thing is, the funny thing is, the actual stocking frame was invented in the village I come from, Calverton.
Really?
Yeah, William, the guy who invented the stocking frame, was actually in Calverton. We've actually got the original one. There's a little Calvo museum, and it's in there, one of the original ones. But the problem was he couldn't get the financial backing over here, so he went off to France to get the backing. But it was actually invented in the village I come from.
Well, they'd back anything with his stockings, wouldn't they? They're kinky bastards, the French.
Well, no, it's because it was he industrialised it, didn't he? You know, it was he sort of he industrialised it, didn't he? And it was like taking business away, sort of thing, and things like that. It was actually invented in the village I came from.
How long ago was that then?
Oh God,
stockings have been around for bloody hundreds of years.
Well, you're talking what? God. Got to be 17th, 18th century, probably earlier.
Yeah, because the blokes used to wear them as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they went to court and things, yes. Courting.
Yeah.
Courting?
Yes, courting.
It's
an old-fashioned word for going out shagging.
Yeah,
that was it.
I'm not fucking old, you know. I know what that means.
Here we go. Here we go. A stocking frame was a mechanical knitting machine used in the textile industry. It was invented by William Lee of Calverton near Nottingham, my village. You ready for the date? 1589.
There you go.
That's when Simon was born.
Yeah, because when you think about it,
I knew someone was going to say something.
Yeah.
But I bet there were a lot.
Hang on, where's that block button? Hang on, it's here somewhere.
You found it for MT Belly. I'm sure you can find it for me.
I was pissed. I did that by accident. I didn't even know what I was fucking doing.
Also, like Durexes back then were more like stockings, weren't they?
like a Tesco fucking shopping bag. Yeah.
Because it's like, do you know tarmac?
Yeah, just
tarmac was the first road to be tarmac was in Nottingham.
Was it?
The road must have been that bad.
I was looking for the link there between tarmac and stockings. So you were doing that up, Nottingham. Yeah.
Yeah, the actual first road to be tarmac was in Nottingham.
All right.
And the geezer did it in stockings. There you go.
Yeah.
And it actually came about because the guy who sort of invented it, Radcliffe Road in Nottingham, was the first road to be tarmacked. The actual guy who came around with tarmac, it was
yeah.
Well,
that's true.
It was going by an old tar pit or something. Basically, what they were doing is what Simon's just said. They were using the tar to fill the holes in the road and mix with the sort of stone and crap. Yeah. And that's where he got the idea from, for tarmac.
Oh, like you just poured it in on top of all the gravel.
Yeah, they were just pouring it into, the holes for the carts, what were going backwards and forwards. They were pouring the tar in.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was mixing with the crap and the stones and whatever, what were on the dirt roads, that's where it came about, tarmac.
Still probably better than that crap they're putting in the road now.
Well, as I said, Simon laughed at my post earlier on Facebook where it says, "Can we please invite the Romans back to Britain so they can resurface the roads?" Yeah.
I'll tell you, one part of Britain the Romans never got to was fucking Cornwall, was it? You ever ridden in Cornwall? There's not a straight bit of fucking road down there.
They were drinking.
There's a tree there. What do? I don't know. We'll make 7 S-Bens to go round it.
Are you complaining about S-Bens? Are you having a laugh?
Well, you ain't got any over there.
You won't come over.
Yeah, Stevie, they've done that though, and then nowadays with the modern traffic, the road isn't wide enough, and then it gets covered in fucking mud every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
hey, I can travel for 3 hours on the same fucking straight road from one city to another, and then there's no bends. So please give me S-Bens.
Yeah, no, I like a happy medium between the two, but yeah.
Say again, Mal.
I can see why you have to ride armchairs out there.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
It'd be boring otherwise.
Yeah, you do see the odd, the crotch rocket as we fucking old Harley fuckers, within the cities mainly, and you never see them outside the cities at all, cruising and stuff.
No.
But yeah, you're right. That's why, if you want to get anywhere and see stuff, you've got to have something that's comfortable and longevity and all that sort of stuff. So
and fuel efficient and big engines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I got my story wrong about that. Apparently, he was walking along a road in Denby, Derbyshire, and apparently he noticed a smooth stretch of road close to an ironworks, and he asked what had happened, and basically a bar of towel had fallen onto the road, and someone poured waste slag onto it from nearby furnaces. Yeah, from nearby furnaces. So that's where tarmac comes from. It was basically, he was walking along and noticed it. And
well, Matt, I'll sleep better tonight knowing that, mate. Thanks very much.
Sorry, I'm full of useless information. Sorry, Stevie, I'm full of useless information about my local area.
I'll tell you, you can learn a lot off MT, Stevie. It's a font of knowledge.
No, mate. Hey, listen, I'm like a sieve when it comes to knowledge. So the more the better.
Yeah, I'm terrible with it. It's just one of my things. It's just how my brain stores stuff. It's full of useless information.
Christ, I can't remember last week, let alone what went.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one exactly myself. Yeah.
I can't even remember when this live stream started.
Yeah, it's because I'm a bit of a
little fucking clock in the corner. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. It's because I like my history, so I sort of like.
Yeah.
I like to know about my local area and stuff.
Well, if you like history, mate, you'll like my other channel. I don't know if you've seen it, checked it out, or what, but you'll like it.
I'll have to have a look. I think I'm sub to it.
World War Diggers.
Too. You do, the battlefield stuff. Yeah, I've seen that.
World War II stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the World War II stuff.
I haven't seen that. I didn't
know that one. No, I didn't know about that either.
Yeah, it's called. I'll put it. In fact, I can't because it's called World War Diggers. So I spent 18 years in Germany, didn't I? Literally digging up the fucking world, finding all sorts of relics and visiting.
Yeah, it's good. Good channel that. Yeah, I've seen that, Steve. I know you like your World War II history, so.
Oh, love it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Entrenched in it, as it were.
Yeah, but but you're like a bit like me. But mine's just.
I just up to that.
Yeah,
cheers, Bob.
Yeah, me too.
Mine's more the local stuff of where I'm come from. Where I was born and bred, basically.
Yeah. Nice.
But I do store all this stuff and things. It's like that ship I was on about, the whaling ship, the Essex, earlier. The film, because that was quite an interesting story. Because 21 of them set sail. 21 of them set sail, and only 8 of them came back, and they actually ate 7 of their fellow crewmates. And they were having to draw lots.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where the Moby Dick film comes from. This ship. If you look, the whaling ship Essex, basically they set off sail. Had a few incidences on the way out, and they went something like about 1,000 miles off the coast, of America, to find the main whales. And one of the whales, which apparently was a white whale or got white on it, actually hauled the ship, sank the ship. It was over something like 100 meters long, but massive hole in the ship, and they'd only got the 4 little whaling boats. So they saved what they could from the ship or the rigging and that lot, but a lot of the water and food was contaminated.
Yeah.
So they resulted in cannibalism. And there's 21 of them set out. One of them abandoned ship way before then anyway on some island where they restocked. Yeah. They went off, like I say, it left 20 of them, and normally they leave 3 crew on the whaling ship to man it while the rest are out doing the whales. Well, it only left 2 on board the ship. And they reckon what happened is... Yeah, sorry, I'm talking history again.
Oh, shit, I'm muted.
What happened is
did you say it was from Moby Dick?
Yeah, it's the basis for the film, the book Moby Dick.
Are you sure it wasn't some fella that said, "No, not me, Dick"?
Yeah. It's quite a harrowing story when you read about it, because they were having to draw lots on the boats. On basically, it was like the black dot, and whoever got the black dot was the one who they were going to eat. And then they drew black. Then they had to draw again.
They weren't dead then. They decided to kill him.
Well, the ones who were dead, they ate.
Right.
But in the end, they ended up having to draw lots. And whoever got the black dot the first time round would be the person who was killed. And then one of them was the captain's cousin.
You wouldn't want to lose that game of rock, paper, scissors, would you?
And then the second person would be the person who shot the first person when they drew lots again.
That's mad.
And they ended up eating 7 of them. There was only 8 of them survived in total, but they ended up because of the lack of food and water.
Couldn't they go fishing or something?
They tried all of that. They tried
Was
all
there
of
no
that.
Deliveroo or anything? Or fucking Uber Eats
Order a chinky in or something.
Order a chinky in.
Well, that's
no
where,
agents on board, sorry.
Couldn't they call Domino's?
But they tried covering it up. The actual owners of the boat.
Yeah, you can't see nothing here. No bones to watch.
Nothing to see here. Don't look in the pot.
But when
they actually,
where's Fred? He's gone for a walk. Don't worry about him. Have another bowl of leg.
He's gone for a swim. Yeah. But when they did the inquest for it, they tried covering it up, but the captain and the first mate both survived, and they told the true story. And the first mate wrote a memoirs of it, his thing, and that's where the guy who wrote the book Moby Dick got the idea from.
Was that where KFC come from? Finger licking good.
Yeah. Well, bearing then that was back in the days before. Yeah, finger licking.
Well, listen, boys, I'm gonna shoot off because I've got to go and do a bit of work and then obviously prep.
Okay, Stevie. Sorry,
catch up with you later. Yeah?
I'll catch you in a bit.
All right, boys, take it easy. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Cheers,
See you later, lads. Good weekend. Take it easy.
Yeah.
No problem.
No more fucking not my dick fucking stories.
I apologise for that. I got waffling on about history again.
I need to give my channel a bad name. Everybody's going to come here to see about eating dick.
I need to move over this way because I've just realised that if Simon farts, he's farting straight on me.
I'll be more worried about the fact I'm not wearing trousers.
Well, just quickly, there is a very, very good film about it, and it's quite a harrowing story when you actually sort of read into it and whatever, it's just one of those things.
I've seen the old film of it. I can't remember who was in it now.
Yeah, it's not the Moby Dick film. This film's actually about the ship. It's called The Heart of the Sea.
Documentary thing.
Yeah, no, this is actually a 2015 film called The Heart of the Sea by old Mr. Happy Days Ron Howard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very good film if you watch it.
Bloody hard life doing that though, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, well you're looking you're back at 1700s, is it?
Yeah,
way before.
It was just throwing like spears at these big things.
Sorry, 1800s, wasn't it? Yeah, well, it was throwing spears at them and everything. Because they used to call it, what was it, the Nantucket Ride or something? When the whales used to pull the whaling boats along.
Yeah.
And that, it was the Nantucket roller coaster or something like that they used to call it. And that lot. Well, it's a harrowing story when you read about it. But that's where the bloke who wrote Moby Dick got the idea from.
Crumbly was there.
Yeah. I think I was there as well.
Bloody good memory.
You'd be surprised how many
these fish pulling these boats decide to go down.
Oh yeah,
they were buggered, weren't they?
Yeah.
They went down with him.
But apparently, it wasn't the only ship that got hit by, sunk by a whale.
No,
there's about 10 other ships, 10 in total, what got sunk by whales back then. But that one is a horrible story when you read about it and look into it. It's really, really is. What they had to result into doing.
Yeah. You can't imagine it, can you, really?
Well, it's survival, isn't it? At the end of the day. And back then, it weren't frowned upon. Because it's like that, those who crashed, the aeroplane crash in the Alps, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
They had to do a similar thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of, yes, we frown on it, but when it's down to your survival, it's like, what do you do? At the end of the day.
Absolutely.
It's hard to say, really. Until
you're in that situation, it's like, it's one of those hardest things, isn't it?
I mean, it puts a whole new thing on carving something up, doesn't it? I mean,
But the fact that he had to draw lots, you know, and things like that on who would be killed and who would shoot them.
If I got that black spot, I'd be on my toes so fast.
Because
who's got the black spot? Nobody. Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah.
Popping out.
Because the actual one, I think it was the first mate. He on the 20th of November every year used to fast. And then eventually he got to him. His mental health was that screwed up. It was actually, he got institutionalized for 8 years because he was storing food up in his loft because of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because that's how he screwed up it, you know, how mentally he got screwed up because of it.
Yeah. He didn't want it to ever happen again, kind of thing.
No, and it was, you know, he ended up in the, you know, asylum because he was storing food in his loft.
Yeah,
basically, and his missus couldn't cope with him because of how screwed up it was. But it's a horrible story.
She wouldn't want him ironing her up for dinner, really.
No, it is a bloody horrible story, but it's fascinating at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sorry, I'm waffling about history,
it's
Simon.
incredible what people.
No, you're right, mate.
You know what you can endure in these sort of situations.
Yeah. But like I say, I just like my history and weird programs and things.
It's interesting. It is interesting.
I do find it interesting myself.
You watch in 20 years' time, a film will come out about a bunch of Ukrainians in the basement of a steel mill eating each other because they had no food.
Yeah.
You know, you see how many war films have been made about that. You know, it happens with all military.
It does.
World wars, doesn't it?
It does.
You look after the Gulf War. You know, Iraq. And that lot.
Afghanistan, it's all filmed.
Yeah. Well, it's like I say. Well, Simon would tell you, one of my videos, I'm riding by a wood and I go, oh, in that wood there's a Polish war memorial, you know, to a plane what came down. You know, and it's like, because I know, I do like, Nottingham's actually got quite a good history, you know, with its caves and everything and all that lot. But it's old limestone caves and everything. So. Well, yeah, like I say, it's
what was that, Simon? I missed that.
Empty tank.
Yeah, Crumbly just wants to say thank you. Yeah. Well, I'll have to catch up with MT's videos. I've not been really watching them this week. So,
pretty good one when you get pulled over by the old Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
He's a naughty boy.
Only because he got caught. The trick is not to get caught, Brandon.
I still think he should get away with that with freedom of speech on his number plate. If it was in America, he could go, that's my freedom of speech. You know.
Yep.
If it was in the States.
No, there's too many snowflakes now. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. People, you know, get offended very quickly, don't they, these days?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brandon. I know I keep waffling on about bloody history.
Brandon, jump on.
The reason I'm yawning is I was awake at 5:30 this morning and I was at work at 8.
Are you doing your HTV, Simon?
Look at this smallest violin.
Oh, bloody hell.
I was up early.
Well, that's going to be fun. You have to do your, what do you call it again? Your
got to do CPC as well, haven't you?
Theory.
Got to do my CPC, got to do my theory, got to do my hazard perception, as well as learn to drive the bloody thing. Yeah.
You know the theory
taking that
like 2 hours.
Sorry, you all spoke at once then. I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah,
Crumbly?
Why have you taken on the HGV thing then?
In work, they're doing what they call driver career path, and I've always wanted a Class 1 license. So I said, you know, I applied for it. I didn't get on the first cohort, and they said, "Oh, you're on a waiting list." I thought, "Yeah, I'll never get on." And then I think it's 3 Fridays ago, I got an email. It said, "Yeah, you're on the course." So it's all right. Okay.
Well, best of luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's an expensive thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is, and they're gonna if I pass everything, once I've got the license, I've got to work for them for 2 years and basically go to anywhere within reasonable driving distance and drive a lorry when they want.
Yeah.
For 2 years. So.
Yeah.
So
It's
you'd be
paying
like on
back,
Yeah, they'll put that.
basically.
sort of thing.
Yeah, they put that in your contract to make sure that you don't just get your license and go to someone else for better money.
Yeah, it's basically so you don't get the license and bugger off to Eddie Stobart or somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the company I work for has just figured out the same thing that every other company that's got these drivers has actually figured out, that the people who've got the licenses are getting older, and even LGV and MGV licenses holders are getting older and older and older, and eventually they're going to run out of people with a license. Even
So why are they giving you a license? Why are they giving you a license then?
Because I've still got plenty of time work left.
What, 10 years?
Because I'm not as old as I look.
Yeah. No, well, that was a supposedly thing when they were saying there was a shortage of lorry drivers and that lot.
Brandon.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't. It wasn't because there was a shortage of drivers. It's because all the bloody test centres got shut down. So
no, they actually are running it. They reckon in 10 years' time there's not going to be enough of the class 1, class 2, and light good vehicles drivers, because since 1997,
yes,
when you pass your driving test, you used to automatically get 7.5 ton entitlement. Now you don't.
I've got that on mine. Actually.
Yeah, I've got 7.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, was it C1? Is it they call it? Is it C1 or C3?
C1 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got that because I keep looking at camper vans, mobile homes.
Yeah, but you can drive them on a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some you can.
Some are 7.5. Some of them are 7.5.
Yeah, if you get like something like a Fiat Ducato or something like that, you can drive them on 3.5.
Yeah, that's 3.5. But because I got my license in the 80s, you know, I got it before all the changes. I can, say, drive a 7.5 tonner without having to do a test.
That's right.
Because I think nowadays you have to do a test for a trailer as well, don't you, on a car?
Yeah,
not anymore.
Yeah.
No, not for a car and trailer. You don't.
That now.
Yeah, they cancelled that. It's an automatic.
Oh, they cancelled it now after.
Yeah.
I know.
I remember 20 years ago when I worked at the ambulance service. Now, to drive an ambulance, you need the 3.5 ton license.
Yeah,
and they said 20 years ago, they said we're going to run out of people we can employ because they're going to need the extra bit of license.
Yeah, see, I passed my test in 2014. My new license came, and I now have car and trailer automatically.
Ah, right. I thought they changed that, but
you've not got many bits on that license, have you?
No, because I don't have grandad rights.
Yeah, I don't have the same rights as us. Yeah, I was going.
No.
Where's mine? Tina, can you just grab my driving license out of my coat?
Yeah, that's a bit like what I've got. That.
Yeah, mine's like
you've
Simon's.
Got grandad right. See, even the wife's got grandad right.
Yeah.
And she ain't a granddad.
Only on the weekend.
and
that's
the way he liked it. Yeah.
I'm safe here. She's in the other room.
It should be. Wait for the slipper to come flying across the camera.
Yeah. Run. She's coming this way.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. Well, my Kira's driver's license came.
You're just jealous, empty tank. You can't grow one.
Whee. And looking at yours, neither can you.
No, I changed mine.
Yeah, my daughter's provisional came.
I'm comparing you to Crumbly. That's a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, well, I have to keep shaving it. It irritates the little man's face.
All right.
What are you doing to that poor little man to irritate?
Munching on his cheek normally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My Kira.
I think they call that rimming. I'm not sure.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going sideways quickly.
Yeah. My our Kira got her license through a provisional.
Excellent.
She's 17 next week, so I know what we know what she wants to do. Well, what they want to do. Basically, CBT.
Yeah.
She wants
CBT and steal his bike. Yeah.
Get my bike. Yeah. But I don't blame her. But like I say, it's not interested in the car. She wants an LXR, That's the bike. Yeah, that's the bike she keeps going on about.
I think Brandon's trying to say that you're Captain Birdseye, Crumbly.
Huh?
Oh, Birdseye. We've had them all, haven't we? Birdseye, Gandalf, Santa. Yeah. He's got nothing original left, has he? Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, she wants to do CBT and get a bike, so I'm not stopping her.
Play. I hope she does it.
Yeah, she didn't want to do it when she was 16 because I went, well, why don't you go and get a... She didn't want to do moped, she wanted gears. So she's waited until she's hit 17 and, got a learner license through and wants to do a geared CBT and not, not a twist and go sort of thing. So about, 4 months ago, she bought the highway code. So she's been reading through that. Yeah, she's read the highway code several times over, and I've been pointing a few things out when I've been out in the car with her and how to use, how a traffic island works and things like that.
Yeah, you go over them, don't you?
Yeah, normally, yeah, I do, especially the mini ones around near us.
See, Brandon goes over them on the back wheel.
Yeah.
Would you do it? A sleeping policeman, ride past quietly, don't wake the fucker up.
According to Brandon's last video put up on Facebook, you won't be able to do that no more.
Bless him.
Well, no, she's looking forward to it anyway, so I'm not stopping her.
Good stuff.
I've told her she can use that until she gets her own sort of thing.
Yeah,
it'll be good fun. Just talking about you.
What's she going to go for? She's going to go for a cruiser type, or
no, the sports bike, the LXR is the sports one.
Oh, is that a bit like what
the
John
125
has? One of those sort of like a faired-in job, yeah.
Yeah, it's got all the fairing on it and everything. It's sport. That's the one she likes, the LXR. She likes the black and gold one.
Okay, good combo.
But like I say, until then, that will suffice. I'd sooner get a bit of experience on that thing than jump straight on a little. I know it's only a 125 sports bike, but that's more of a plod along and see the world sort of bike.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's mine. Look, see, I'm like Simon with mine.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the message scrolled past earlier. It did get held for good review. I did allow it, but Port had his bike stolen tonight. So,
crap!
Yeah,
in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, they don't care.
There's Kira's loony license. Look.
There you
go.
We've got them round here. They're nicking school minibuses. All the schools around here have had their minibuses nicked. It's crazy.
Well, the annoying thing is around here, the police have been trying to clamp down on it, but they're well known to the police, the ones who keep nicking bikes, and I've got CCTV on my bike with motion tracking, and it alerts me straight away. Well, the problem is like this: to get at my bike, they've got to get my car out of the way.
Yeah.
And there's no way without making a noise. There is no way, because where my bike is parked, it's right outside the living room window, so it's below our bedroom window, and I've got CC motion tracking on it, like I say, on the camera. So as soon as anything comes near it, it's annoying sometimes because the cat will walk across the front garden and my phone will beep at me because it's a bloody cat in the garden, and it's picked it up, the camera has. So for them to get at it, they've got to, number one, get my car out of the way. Number two, move a couple of wheelie bins out of the way. And then try and get it out of the smallest gap. Because when I back the car in, I back it right up to the bike. So there's like a millimetre gap between the car and the bike. So to try and nick it, and then they've got to get it off the ground, anchor and everything else what's on it. So to try and nick it, it's going to be impossible. And also at the minute, the battery's off of it. I've took the battery off of it at the moment. So good luck trying to nick that and start it, because it won't bloody start.
No.
Because there's no chuffing battery on it. So,
they don't care. They wheel it down the road, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Try and wheel it down the road, once they've got all past all the wheel locks and everything else on the bloody thing. Because I've got Oxford Screamers on it. Disc locks.
Oh, have you? Oh,
yeah. The Oxford Screamer disc locks on it. So as soon as there's any slight movement on it, those things start whistling off.
That's like living with a psychiatric patient. If you try brushing past your bike with one of them,
I tell you what, they don't like the winter.
No, oh my God, do they scream?
Scream in the winter. They do not like the winter. They do not. As soon as they get cold, you'll go out, you'll take it off, you'll put it back on, and because it's cold, it will just sit there howling at you.
It sounds like you're strangling a rat.
Yeah, and you end up bringing them in the house for 10 minutes. Because I actually put, because Oxford advertised
RSPCA banging on the door, abusing animals.
Well, Oxford, I follow Oxford on Facebook, and Oxford advertised one on Facebook, and I went, yeah, they're all right until they get cold. And Oxford's like, what do you mean? I said, as soon as mine get cold, they start howling like anything for no reason at all. You know, and you end up having to bring him in the house to warm. You know, if I take mine off in the winter, I have to literally bring him in the house, stick him on the radiator for 10 minutes to warm up, then take him back out and then put him back on the bike. Because if I put it back on the bike straight away, he'll just sit there howling at me. Because they're a pain in the arse. And they are very, like, Crazy just said, they are so sensitive. You've only got to just knock your bike as you brush past it, and it will scream at you. So, well.
I ain't got anything like that.
No.
Well, I'll keep it locked in the garage. So.
If you've got an Apple phone, stick ear tags on it.
I've thought about getting one of them SysApp things, actually.
Yeah, there's quite a few trackers out there where you don't need to subscribe to, weren't they, nowadays? Because I know my brother had them on his bike. Yeah.
Right, Port, have you shared the details of your bike? We can get it out there and try and make it too hot to handle, and hopefully somebody will find it somewhere. I'm just thinking. We'll get it all shared up on social media.
I don't know where Port's located, but I know in my neck of the woods there is a Nottingham motorbike and stolen motorbike thing.
There's a stolen motorbike UK on Facebook. It's a national one.
Yeah. Don't they go out and find them or something? You go and try and find them.
There are some that do.
Site, there's one on Facebook called Biker. If you're in the London area and that, Biker on Facebook. They've actually
go out and find it. Yeah,
they'll find it. They've got their own van, and they'll recover it and bring it back to you free of charge. They do.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
fantastic. Biker is brilliant because of what they do, but they'll put the word out for you as well.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, it's what they do. Biker is brilliant for what he does for people.
On my bike, I use a company called Radius or Kinesis for my tracker. They're about the same size as a bank card, so they're easy to hide.
Yeah.
They're like £8 a month. As soon as the ignition goes on, it tells you it alerts your phone. You can watch it on the map where it's going at what speed. It's really good, to be fair.
Yeah. Track is all the way, isn't it? But
you're in Kempton, Bedford. The group you can do is Biker Friends MK Biker, and we can share it around some local Facebook groups around the MK area.
What bike was it for? If it's a Lex Moto, don't worry, they'll bring it back.
That's his pride and joy, that is.
Now, I'll tell you, one of the worst bikes of Lex Motos for getting nicked is the one what Kira actually wants, is the LXR. Because apparently it's very, very... don't mention it.
Warriors.
Yeah, don't mention that guy. Yeah. I won't go into stuff like that, but you watched your conflict, what took place between him and Biker and everything. Yeah, I'm not making any more comments on that. Yeah, the LXR is one of the easiest ones to nick from Lex Moto, apparently.
Yeah, they're easier to find as well, because they keep breaking down.
Yeah, it's not just that, they keep just... no, he's just stopped doing it, has he? Yeah, because of all the hassle what went off, I know why. What was it?
I don't know that one, I've never seen him.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not saying anything more. Well, you just have to search it for him on YouTube and Biker and that lot. It's all out there. But yeah, I thought he'd stop doing it. But yeah, like I say, the LXR was one of the easiest ones to nick. Let's put it that way. Oh, well,
hardly surprised when the ignition barrel keeps failing.
Well, it weren't that. It was just a case of popping a panel off or something and plugging something in, and that was it.
You could have started my bike with a screwdriver.
Yeah, I know they had problems with ignition barrels, didn't they, on the LXR and that lot. Well, that's why I'm quite glad where my barrel is on that, because it's not on the actual tree, you know.
Is yours in that stupid place near your knee?
It's on the right-hand side, yeah.
Mm.
So it's out of the way, so you don't get water in it or anything, you know.
How did you not break your ignition barrel when you come off your bike then?
Because I went left, not right.
Oh. So just don't turn right, you're fine.
Yeah, well, also, the saddlebags, because they ain't got them on that picture, but I've got saddlebags on mine, so they
I did watch your video and laughed quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny at the time. I thought I was quite polite when I fell off as well. Especially when I went, oh, that was fun. You know, it was like, I was surprised.
Yeah, you got quite hurt as well, though, didn't you?
Well, yeah, fractured radial joint, yeah, for just falling off at that speed. Well, like I say, it was
you virtually parked it, hadn't you? And you just...
I still cannot work out to this day how I did it.
Stopped.
I
think you've got to put a foot down or something.
I think what it was is on that bike on the right hand side is combined
Is that
braking
better,
on it's got combined braking on the back brake, and I think because of my big-footed person I am, I've dabbed the back brake while I've got the front brake on, and it's just locked the frontal.
Oh, I really
because you had the handlebars turn.
Yeah, and that's why the front just went, and that's why I went that way. And I literally think I caught the back brake with my right foot as I was turning.
It does seem a very good idea, that.
I don't like the combined braking on the back brake.
Yeah, that was the thing I hated with my LXR. It had combined braking.
Did it?
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it.
I can understand it on the front brake. I can understand that, but not on the back brake.
I like my brakes to work independently.
Yeah, all like independently.
It's not natural to have a bike that brakes with the front and back at the same time.
No,
because you don't get
a push bike. You've got a front and back brake, and they're separate.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the hassle with that thing is with a combined brake, it's slow speed, because you do a lot of your braking on your back brake when you're going slow manoeuvring.
Yeah.
You try doing it on that thing.
You can.
You can't really, because the front end the front end dips and that. You can't really do slow speed on that. You're sort of literally balancing it.
If you're just practicing sort of slow maneuvers and stuff, you're over braking all the time. When you want to feather your clutch and that and mess around, you're buggering you.
That's why when I do my CBT again, I'm not using my own bike. I'm going to use the school's bike and not my own.
Yeah.
I'd say to pay the extra £10 to take out the fully comp insurance on their bike and do it on their bike than on my own bike.
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't matter if you crash it then.
Sorry?
Doesn't matter if you crash it then. It's not your
bike.
No,
that's why I paid the extra £10.
Yeah.
Fully comp insurance.
That's what I did. I used their bike.
Yeah. Because it's £140 without their insurance, and £150 with their insurance. So where I did my CBT.
Wow.
I paid £90 for my CBT last year.
No, right, I do. It cost me £150 in total.
Yeah, it cost you about that if you travel to Colchester, where I did mine.
Well,
that's the only place that could squeeze me in.
It's a well-known, very good, highly recommended riding.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's let's put it this way: he's the best in my area, and he's past no end of people, and he's fantastic. The instructors are absolutely brilliant.
Have you not considered going to get your mod 2?
Nah, not at the minute. But like I say, I've been thinking about it, but at the minute, I'm just happy putting around on that.
You can still ride your 125, but you can take your road off.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just happy with that at the minute. You know,
fair enough.
It's just how I am. I'm just happy tootling around on that little thing. And like I say, well, I spoke to Simon and Crumbly about it the other week. I was looking at the, I know it sounds daft, I quite like the Piaggio MP3.
Yes.
Three-wheeler. Which
Yeah,
you can
they're
ride
weird.
on the car license. Yeah, but you can still filter on them and everything. And they, you know, they say they handle like a normal bike once you get
You
used
might as well
to
get
it.
a trike.
No, I don't want to try it because you get stuck in traffic still.
Yeah, you might as well have a car. Right, don't you? Really?
Yeah, if I'm going to go down and get a trike, I might as well just stick in my car.
Or you can get Simon's bike and have an armchair on wheels and just get a cup holder and ashtray.
Yeah, I'll just buy some stabilizer wheels for Simon's bike and stick them on the back.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as they're 450 mil apart, I'm all right. They're classified as a trike then. Yeah.
Turn it into a trike. There you go. GTR trike. Been done.
So when you get your Mod 2, then that entitles you to go up to a 500 or something, does it?
No, if you do your Mod 2, it's a full license, depending on your age.
License, isn't it?
So what's a Mod 1 then?
That's basically like a CBT, but a bit more intensive.
Okay.
It's you got to specify. You got to pass 10 elements off road. I think.
It's figure of 8, stopping in the cones, pushing your bike into the parking space backwards.
Yeah, you got to do slalom, emergency stop. You got to go through a speed trap.
Yeah.
You start with manual handling, so your bike's pointing one way. You've got to reverse it round and point it the other way while off the bike, moving it manual handling. Then you do a slow ride. Then you do a slalom, which goes into a figure of 8.
It's easy to pass your Mod 2, because MT Tank did.
Yeah. Well, they reckon the Mod 2's the hardest one. It's harder than the Mod 1, apparently.
No, the Mod 2's the easy bit.
That's the easy bit. That's just like going out on the road like you would your car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Mod 2, sorry, the Mod 1 is the harder one.
The Mod 1's the harder one.
Yeah, because I know where the area is where they do it near me, because it's it's a couple of acres, what's all tarmacked and owned by the DVLA. You know, and it's homes already marked out and the speed trap on it and bloody everything.
Yeah, that's the Mod 1. The Mod 2 is out on the public road, and it's a 40-minute ride with an examiner behind you.
Yeah.
And during that 40-minute ride, he's telling you turn left, turn right. During that 40-minute ride, he'll pull you over to the side of the road, and he'll say, right, I want you to follow the signs for Colchester. Yeah. And you follow road signs, which will be a left to right at roundabouts and certain junctions. And at some point, it'll come on the radio and says, okay, right now, take the next whatever turning. And as long as you ride safely for 40 minutes and you do all your checks, he will give you a pass.
Oh, right.
So the Mod 2 is easy. The Mod 2 is easy.
Yeah,
the Mod 1, as I was saying, there's more elements to it, and it's more technical.
Yeah, so I passed the Mod 1 the first time round.
Slow riding and the stopping, the controlled stop, the emergency stop, and the high-speed swerve. You know, they're all
the thing
involved
is when I did my CBT, a lot of the Mod 1 we did on my CBT. You know, like the zigzagging, going around in figure of 8.
Yeah, it's part of the CBT syllabus to get you ready for riding a motorbike. So it's part of that. But when it comes to the Mod 2, you've got to do it in a certain fashion.
Because we had to do the emergency stop, and he got us doing the U-turn on a real road, you know, in the real road and everything on our CBT.
Yeah.
So that's
when they take you out on the CBT, you must ride safely, and there's a few criteria you've got to meet. And one of those criteria is performing an emergency stop on a public road, and the other criteria is turning on a public road.
We have to do all of that.
So you have to do them on a public road.
Yeah.
And that sets you up ready for your Mod 1. But when it comes to the Mod 1, there's a bit more involved in doing it, because there's the controlled stop, there's the high speed swerve. You know, and the manual handling of the bike, because that's not part of the CBT.
And the high speed swerve you've got to do at minimum of, I think it's 33 miles an hour.
An hour or something like that. Yeah, I know it's about
something like that.
An hour.
Yeah, it's something kilometres between a certain speed, because you can do it too fast and fail, and can do it too slow and fail.
Yeah.
So.
I know that's what happened to me on my Mod 1. They told me I need to slow down for the next manoeuvre.
Yeah.
Because as you come to do the stop in the box and you go through the zone, you don't want to be going too slow.
No.
So as I'd come around the bend, I opened her up and I went through too quick.
Yeah.
But I stopped in the box.
Yeah.
And he said, right, well, you went a little bit quick there. Maybe slow down a little bit when you come back round.
Probably just gave you a minor for that.
No, I didn't get minor mark. No, he just told me just slow down a little bit.
Over the night before then, because they normally give a minor for that.
To be honest, I think the guy was as old as Crumbly, and he just don't know how to work tech.
I used to teach it and train for it, so yeah, you go.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few videos about the Mod 1 with the controls stop in between the 4 cones and things like that. Because that's what I did with my CBT. I did a lot of research beforehand, and luckily enough, Lex Moto, if you do type in Lex Moto
empty tank
passing the CBT, they take you through all the sections of what they do on the CBT. I did quite a bit of research for my CBT.
So once you've got your CBT done, then MT, you've got to do it again.
2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Which to me, they ought to scrap for the older people, if you get what I mean, like me. If you've had your car license over, 10 years or 15 years, and you go out and do your CBT, to me, they should scrap it because you've got that road sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like your 17-year-old doing your CBT.
No.
Or 16 doing your
CBT. The older people haven't got the road sense. You see them going down the road, and the first thing in the morning, you're like, oh God, come on! You're doing 30 and a 40. Like, come on!
I don't know.
How does the nursing home let you out this early?
Yeah. I used to drive for a living, so I was all over the country. So
and most of them now are all over the road.
Yeah. So I'm not one of those.
Where are you driving, for Christ's sake?
I would technically have been classified as a professional driver with the amount of miles I used to do, with my old job.
Well, when you've done advanced cars, driven ambulances, and you've done advanced motorcycling, you sort of consider yourself at your age to be sort of like
competent.
Yeah.
And you've been an instructor and you've taught people Jay's age how to ride, and you've seen how badly they do it.
Yeah.
you sort of learn, and you sort of think, I'm glad I'm my age.
I do think that's a bit daft, like for say somebody like me who's had my license, for years, and that every 2 years I've still got to do.
Well, if you remember, before they brought the CBT in, if you had a full car license, you could ride up to a 125 on L plate.
Yeah.
Because you were considered to have the road sense to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you could do it on 250.
Well, yeah, you could go up to 250, yeah.
Well, that's why they introduced the CBT, because too many 17-year-olds are going out buying 250s and killing themselves.
But then I see that as God taking care of them.
Well, yeah. That aspect.
It's doing the rest of us a favour, because if they can't handle a 250, they shouldn't be on the road.
Yeah. But I do think it's a little bit silly that it's like every...
That does make me laugh, handle a 250.
Yeah.
What's there to handle? There's nothing there, is there?
Exactly. If they're killing themselves on a 250, it's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, before they brought all this nanny culture in of having to do your mod 1, mod 2 and everything else, it was a case of let God sort everybody out. Exactly. And we breeded a lot more intelligent people because of it.
Right, I'll tell you
since they started bringing all these laws in, you've got all these what they call snowflakes coming through. And
I'll tell you what, they've made it stupidly hard though nowadays to get your car license and bike license.
Yeah.
With a hazard perception.
They don't want people on the road.
But they need to make it more difficult.
But what makes me laugh is the standard of frigging driving's gone downhill since they've installed all these bloody.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, you look at what's available in a car to distract the driver nowadays.
Well, not even that. The instructors tell the students that they've only got to do it once for the test, then drive how they like after.
Yeah.
We just got to drive properly.
Well, that's what we did. That's what we did years ago. We got taught to pass the test, and then when you got your own car, you learned how to drive.
Yeah. Because it was like I say, when I did mine, it was like you go out.
I'd never pass another test.
No, I wouldn't. Not now.
I'm too busy TikToking or texting or playing with a stereo or
You know, when I went and
that's what everybody. The problem with cars now is they've got too much inside them to distract the driver, and the driver doesn't even have to look out the window to look at road signs to know what speed he should be doing or which junction he's got to take at the next roundabout.
See them little
technology
speed
says it
signs?
for him, so they don't look out the window, and then when they come across, when their technology in their vehicle tells them they're approaching a speed camera, even though they're doing 40 mile an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone, they'll hit the brakes and slow down to 30.
Yeah.
They have no idea what's going on.
That speed zone that says like 40 or 60, all I see is doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
And then you just floor it.
Well, you see, when I passed my test, it was a case of you went out, drove around for 40 minutes. You know, you did your U-turn and your three-point turn, reversing around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, emergency stop. You used to get the emergency stop out of the way near enough straight away.
Yeah.
You get back to the test centre, he'd open his little book up with all his little signs in it and go, what's this sign, what's that sign? Ask you a few questions out the highway code and go, there you go, you passed.
Simon, can you pop empty tanks comment up?
No, I'm not popping that up.
Yeah.
I'm not popping up. That's nasty. Grumbly's read it anyway.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, and it was a bloody big one too.
Yeah.
Was that a T-Rex?
No, they weren't fast enough.
Taurus, there you go.
It was a raptor, yeah. But yeah, you know, like I say, back then it was a lot easier to get your bloody license. I don't think I'd pass my test now if you have to redo it.
No, I wouldn't. I've got too many bad habits. Wanker signs out the window and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's
getting
like
too close to the car in front and flashing them like, why are you doing 50 and a 60? Get out my way.
But it's like the other thing as well. You're going to see the.
I used to love drivers like you, Jay. I used to love drivers like you. I was forever scraping them off the road and putting them in the back of my ambulance.
But like the problem is as well is you're going to see the death of proper driving anyway because everything's going automatic.
Yeah.
With the advent of
the anti-collision stuff. See, I've got that in my car.
What run on the electricity, you know.
Yes.
Sorry, Simon. I've brought up the electric vehicles. But
so my car's got this anti-collision stuff, so I can get right up close. I can flash you, give you the wake sign. You hit the brakes, the car will stop for me, and I'm sitting there going, "Yeah."
Too reliant on technology.
I'll tell you what, you do that behind my lorry. I'll lick the brakes of my lorry, and we'll see if your anti-collision works that quick. It won't.
Well, could you open the back?
You've got 18 wheels stopping on the road, mate. Your anti-collision's going underneath the back of my lorry.
I'll tell you what,
like fly it so I can hit the
that's the other thing as well. A lot of lorries now are automatics, aren't they?
Yeah, they've all got anti-collision now.
Yeah, a lot of lorries are.
Yeah, but they ain't got anti hit me up the arse, have they? They don't accelerate if somebody gets close behind you.
No, but I haven't got that. But it takes you a week to stop, so I should be fine. Especially if you're waiting there.
You know, I'm going to say when we
used to carry 40 ton. If I'm empty, mate, I'm hitting the brakes. Your van's getting this big.
Yeah, but it's still 20 ton with you in it.
You know, when we passed our test, stopping the instance at 30 mile an hour, 175 yards, and it was 175 yards because you didn't have ABS or disc brakes. You had drums and disc or a mix of the both or whatever. You know, you didn't have none of this ABS business. We had to learn how to pump the brakes if the wheels locked up. And
to be honest, I preferred the car with that ABS. You used to be able to come up to a junction, hit slam on the brakes, leave it in a cloud of smoke, and drop into second and fly around the roundabout. You can't do that anymore.
And then you drive down the road doing that, because you retread. Because let's face it, you've not put decent tyres on that if you're going to be doing that. Oh, you're going to put retreads on it.
Yeah.
It's like I used to do handbrake turns in country lanes in this state car and scared the shit out of my missus, you know.
I'll tell you, the most fun car I've ever had for driving around corners and that was a Ford Capri.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but
they were very tail happy. Very tail happy. You can get that thing going sideways in the dry easy.
Well, Simon.
Yeah.
I had the Opel Manta, 1.9 Opel Manta, which is the one that used to use for rallying, rear wheel drive.
Let me have a look.
Looked like the Ford, looked like the Ford Capri, but had a proper engine under the bonnet and not a little thing what you couldn't see. David,
hey, don't you diss my 3.5 litre Ford Capri, you?
I'll tell you what, I upset one of my college students once because he got his Ford Capri and I parked up next to him in my Opel Manta with the white alloyed wheels black vinyl roof, blood red with a full body kit on it. And he was like going, oh, but that ain't very fast. I went, what engine you got? He go, I think it was something like a 1600 Capri.
Yeah.
And I opened the bonnet of my Manta, and when we looked at his Capri engine and looked at my Opel Manta engine, it got a 1.9 engine under the bonnet, and he just took one look at it and went, bloody hell. Yeah. And it actually upset him because there was more engine. You know, there was not any room to work on the Manta, whereas a 1.6 Capri, you had quite a lot of room around it. There's the 1.9 Opel Manta, but it was rear-wheel drive, and that was so much fun. Yeah. That was.
Don't forget you got your built-in moves as well. They count.
That helped. Yeah. That helped. Yeah. You rest those on the top of the steering wheel.
Yeah. Basically, the Vauxhall Cavalier was the UK version of the Opel Manta. But the Opel Manta was what they called it in Germany.
Did the Opel Mantas over here then? They did, didn't they?
They did. They sold them over here because they were used as rally cars. A lot of them were actually in rallying.
I had a neighbour who had a black one.
Yeah, the Cavalier was the like the Vauxhall version of it.
Yeah.
But the actual proper Opel one, you know, from Germany, they did sell it over here, the Opel Manta.
Yeah.
Absolutely cracking car. Like I say, I had one of them well, my brother bought it originally. He blew the engine. He had the engine rebuilt. I bought it off my brother. I ran the engine in and got it sorted for him because I had to do, 500 miles at 30 mile an hour to get the engine bedded back in and that.
Oh my God, that would have taken forever.
No, I was out literally everywhere in it.
I would have fallen asleep doing that.
Yeah, well, I ran the engine and got that sorted. I had that for about 2 years and then sold it to my dad. He had it 2 years, and then he sold it to a friend of ours because he had the blue one and blew that up and smashed it up, and he bought the one off of us. I tell you what, it was an absolute cracking car. Like I say, I got white alloys on it. It was blood red, white alloyed wheels with black vinyl roof, and it got the body kit on it. And it was absolutely bloody. I used to get pulled over by the police left, right, and centre in that thing because of the car. Because it was like, is this your car? Yeah, it's my car. You know, because how it looked.
Yeah.
And I eventually told them to stop pulling me over because it got ridiculous because they couldn't believe it was my bloody car. You know, and it was. I used to love that thing, but country lanes with that kicking the arse end out on it, you could not believe it because it got low profile, wide, like I say, white alloys with low profiles on it.
Yeah.
And the wider wheels because it got the full kit on down the side of it. And I tell you, it was a bloody cracking car. Big fat tyres on the back and skinny ones on the front. It was brilliant. Or not
Tom,
too
skinny. Do you have your machine that plays the clapping noise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you play that? Because the wife's asleep with the earpiece in the front room.
Did that work then?
Yeah.
And the other car, what I loved was the original Toyota MR2. 1.6, the original MR2.
It's a proper hairdresser's car, that one, isn't it?
I tell you, they were great fun. You could wheel spin them all the way through the gearbox and in reverse.
I like the Celikas when they came out.
Yeah, the Celica were good, but the original MR2. Oh, you're rolling. The original
Holland's around.
MR2, the T-bar one, so you could take the roof off. You know.
Yeah.
Not the solid roof on. Absolutely fantastic car, the original MR2.
Yeah.
Common problem on them was getting water onto the alternator.
The square MR2, not the round.
Yeah,
MR2.
not the square one, the original one. That was 1.6. Then they fetched out the Mark II, which was a 2 litre and went slower, and it was rounded, and it was a bag of crap. And then my brother had the Roadster, the soft top one, the latest incarnation before they stopped making it. And that was brilliant car as well. The Mark II was a bag of crap compared to the Mark I and the Mark III, the Roadster one. That was a fantastic car as well. But they don't make them anymore. They've fetched out the new Subaru, aren't they? They're doing a new Subaru.
Yeah.
I know that lot, but they haven't done any more MR2s.
Well, the thing is, a lot of these sports cars are all suffering because they've got to be this compliant, that compliant, and everything else.
Yeah.
But they're just not going to bother building them for this country.
Well, Nissan fetched out the GTR, didn't they? They fetched out a new GTR.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised Toyota ain't, you know, I know they've done it with the Subaru. Not Subaru. Celica, innit? What was it? Is it Celica? I can't remember. You just said it, Crumbly.
Toyota
Celica.
It is a Celica, innit? It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the sporty one. The next one up from the MR2. I know they fetched one of them out. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it's the Celica. You know, they fetched one of them out, but they just don't make them like they used to. Like I say, I wish they'd fetch another MR2 out. I really do, because that was a cracking car. But
yeah, but they brought out the new Supra, and it's basically a BMW.
Supra, that's it. Supra.
Yeah,
That's
but
name
the
I'm
Supra
thinking
that
of.
they brought a new Supra out, and it's a BMW.
Is it?
Yeah,
I actually passed by them the other day on the motorway,
Yeah.
new Toyota Supra, and it looked fucking horrible, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you look inside,
You
they've
knew
got
it
the
was a Supra,
BMW.
but
Yeah, they've got the BMW dash, the BMW key. It's not
bloody
Toyota
hell.
anymore.
It's not. Wow.
The
'Cause
Japs
that's
gave
it.
in to the Germans.
BMW engine.
Germans get
Oh, I don't know
everywhere,
about
don't
that.
Mm. Well, that's who what was it? Lexus, isn't it? That's the posh version of a Toyota.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Lexus are. It's just a posh version of Toyota.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Alpine, innit? It's the posh version of Renault, and what was it? Yeah, is it Mercedes MG? MG Mercedes are posh versions, and the M series with the BM. Yeah, it's just the sports versions. Yeah, an SEC.
But I think that's a little bit shorter than a minute.
Well,
No, it's
It's
that's an
short.
Australian make car. That is. I have no idea what that is.
an SEC. What's one? Is that a Holden or something?
No, I'm going to Google.
Yeah.
Roland, jump on. Tell us all about it. I have no
What's
idea.
an SEC? Come and educate us.
Well, I googled it, and it looks like a BMW. Sorry, Mercedes.
Yeah, it is. It's a Mercedes. Oh, the Mercedes. Yeah. The only Mercedes I ever liked was the 190E.
That was a nice car. Yeah, that was a nice car.
That's the only Merc I used to like was the
Yeah, there you
190E.
Oh, there you go.
Used them a lot as taxis in Greece. Mercedes 190Es.
Yeah, they're good cars. They are.
Yeah, them 190Es were like a tank.
Yeah.
You hit one of them. Oh my god! Did you know about it?
Yeah.
I think that's the equivalent to their Volvo.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah. Not like the plastic crap you get now.
No, they don't make cars like these. It's like the bamboo bars, isn't they?
Yeah.
I had a friend who got the original, what was it? Suzuki SJ410 with a bull bar on the front of it. And it was a great little thing. They were off-roader.
Yeah.
Little thing with a bull bar on the front. Absolutely brilliant thing. Oh, yeah.
It's quite strange, really, because cars used to have bumpers, and then eventually they just moulded into part of the
part of the bodywork. Yeah,
it's because of what was it, pedestrian protection, wasn't it? Because of pedestrian.
Yeah, but if pedestrians in my way, they should bounce off my car.
Well, they could when you got a bull bar on, still bull bar on the front.
No, they tend to hold on to that.
Well, yeah. Screaming. Yeah.
You want it as streamlined as possible at the front so they don't stick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Didn't on the MR2 unless the pop-up headlights are up, you know.
Yeah,
anyway, here he is all the way from the future because it's Saturday morning there.
Roland. Hi, Roland.
Hey, Roland.
Let me know and I'll tell you your cross lotto.
Yeah. It's like you don't get cars with spotlights anymore, do you? You just, back in the 80s. The band.
You're
I don't know whether the
you're
band
not allowed anything that protrudes out of the bodywork now.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all because pedestrians find that it hurts them. But if you're in my way, you should get hit by whatever's in That's at the front of my car.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Stop this new highway code of we should give way to you. Yeah, I'll give way to you. As you're halfway across, I'm going.
Yeah,
You could just see Jay. He'd have a great big cow catcher on the front, wouldn't he? Just
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be me. Right, back
Yeah,
in a
it's
second.
like a zombie apocalypse type vehicle.
Yeah, that's it.
Get home and jet wash the
Run
body
straight
parts
through 'em.
off.
Yeah, right. That was what the jet washers were invented for.
You guys would have heard of the would have had the 420 or the SECs, the Mercedes over there, didn't you?
Yeah, they did sell them in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty well. If you get there's two types. There's the performance type, and then there's the standard type. And if you got the performance ones, they're pretty respectable, actually, even by today's standards.
Didn't they rot a lot though? So you used to go out and didn't they rust a lot? So you'd go out and come back with a carrier bag full of what would have been your front wing.
No, that's Mark III.
Well, if they did, it didn't happen here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, with the Fiat, you'd come back with spare body parts where they've fallen off as you accelerate.
Well, that's why they invented jet washers, weren't it? So you could wash people's body parts off your car.
Well, look, they might have sent the defect ones over to you guys, but the ones we got here were pretty good.
The weather's too bloody nice over there in Oz, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is the problem.
That's the problem. If you're going to come to damn old England, anything you got over here is going to turn orange eventually.
Or white, if you look at Crumbly's hair.
On my in my channel, I've got my AMG SEC in that.
Yeah.
And I've done a top speed run and a few bits and pieces. So if anybody's interested in actually having a look at how an AMG one performs, it's on there.
Yes, the AMGs do go very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are performance. They're very nice.
And they are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine was 262,000 in 1990.
There you go.
But since brand new, it's had one distributor cap.
Oh man, you've had to spend that much?
That was $400.
Yeah. But wow, you've had to replace that much on it. I'll tell you what, I'll take the car back. So it's not good enough. I've had to replace the distributor cap, give me my money back.
Yeah. But that model's from the era when it was actually it's plaqued or plated a Daimler-Benz coupe. It's not plaqued as a Mercedes.
Yeah.
And that was when everything was proper. It's got real timber in it, real leather. Everything's just high quality. And it's every bit as good today as it was when it came out the box.
Yeah. Because it's got the Daimler Merc logo on it or the mark on it, it's going to be very good quality, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the proper Merc.
Yeah.
When they got into the sort of late 90s and sold off, or Daimler sold off to Chrysler and all the rest of it, that's when they fell down.
Yeah.
And really today you're buying nothing better than a Hyundai.
Yeah.
Well, if you go and look at the new Mercedes Sprinters, a little bit off topic, but the new Mercedes Sprinters, you look at a 20-plate Mercedes Sprinter now, and they've rotten to crap.
Yeah.
Problem is as well nowadays is it's all fake leather and fake wood, and because we've gone out eco-mentalist, fake whalebone and ivory, and
you can't fake doesn't last, it never does. So.
Everything's. Or if it has got a bit of wood in it, it's from some sustainable forest where they've planted 50 trees for a half-inch piece of wood,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
How's that cutting down smoking doing, Matt? Matt?
I've got 8. By now, I would have had about 20 fags on.
No, you're doing well, mate. That's the first one I've actually noticed you light up, actually.
Before, every time I look down at my phone, look up, Matt had another cigar.
Yeah, he's doing well.
See, I gave up
smoking. Honest, if you haven't noticed, I've been fiddling around with my lighter, because it's keeping my hands busy.
Yeah.
That's the hardest bloody thing is your hands.
It's only because you can't fiddle with yourself. You're on camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got the grandkids there.
There's no green screen for this bit.
Well, we can't see what's going on below the chest level, really.
Yeah, but you're teaching doing that.
That's what I said to Jay earlier, Roland. He said, "Oh, you can't see me from the waist down. I'm naked."
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're old. There's nothing to see, Simon. It's shriveled up and died.
That's the hardest thing, though, is your hands.
Yeah.
I know it sounds daft.
Tom, why have you done that? Move me away from your arse.
Because I'm naked from the waist down. That's why I moved you over.
Yeah, but Crumbly should be there. At least you could dye his hair.
The other thing is, I'm going to be quite upset because I like this light because it's got one of those infinity matches on it as well. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so I gave up smoking and when I went.
Oh, you could always take up arsenism. You know,
yeah. I can find all the electric. Just let me know the list of all the electric bikes and cars you want to watch.
Oh, mate, I can give you a long list. Yeah. And actually, you could go around and set fire to people's houses that keep mentioning electric bikes as well. He's first, and the bottom here. Northampton, not that far away. Yeah, here you go.
I just got beer over my controller.
I do like my old trench lighters, as they call them. You know, the old petrol lighters. Because I got quite.
Matt, if you're going to set fire to cars, could you please start with a Prius?
Oh,
please.
God. Oh no.
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
Taxis.
And, and not a white face in them.
No. Well, yeah, they're.
Are you speaking the truth, Crumbly?
Yes, you are. Yeah, in fact, yeah.
Well, I do like my good old petrol and flint lighters rather than the old big electrics, you know.
I used to love my old
but Matt, soon you won't be able to fill that at £5 a litre.
Yeah.
The old petrol lighters. It's a certain smell you get from a petrol lighter that you don't get from your clipper and everything else.
That's the other one, because that one, you actually squeeze to light it.
All right.
It needs, there we go. So you actually squeeze it. It's not.
I'd end up burning my fucking finger on that.
Yeah.
There you go.
The problem is, Zippos, you can actually buy gas inserts for them now, but Zippos are 10 to the penny. They're all the same.
It's the same as your old diesel Land Rover used to convert to LPG. That's what they've done with Zippos, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well,
I do find it hard to light this though. With this, they tend to explode.
The interesting thing is if you know anything about Zippos, if you look at the bottom of them, they've got a letter stamped on the bottom, and that lot. And if you look up, it's the date they were manufactured and the month were manufactured, and the old ones fetch a lot of money, the vintage ones. You just need to know how to read the bottom of the Zippo. So,
this isn't vintage like Crumbly.
No.
Well,
that's
Matt,
why.
You got any petrol?
I've got a shitload, mate. Yeah.
It'll cost you £4.50 to fill that lighter up.
No, it'd be cheaper just to dunk it in my
Poundland, mate. Go to Poundland. Go to Poundland. They sell petrol cheap. Yeah.
I tried filling my bike up with that stuff. It's no good.
It's £1 a litre.
No, vintage Zippos. They're quite collectible.
Yeah, they are.
You need to know how to read the bottom because they've got like letters and numbers and that stamped on them and that. They tell you what year.
Lighters are worth a fortune.
Yeah, it would tell you what year it was manufactured and what month and whatever. There we go. Full of useful information. I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that then?
He's got a Call of Duty one because he's 12. Look.
Oh,
I've had that for about 12 years.
Yeah, since you was.
To be honest, I don't think the modern Zippos are as good as the old ones. I know the design hasn't changed much, but I don't think they're as good. That's why I've gone for these ones where when you refuel them, the screw caps on the bottom with rubber, seals on them. Because Zippos, they evaporate too quick.
Yeah.
Fluid does.
You fill it up in the morning. By the time you get through to lunch, you're like, oh, it's not light no more.
Well, yeah, because they're not sealed properly, and that's why I like me trench. As they call them, trench lighters. With the screw caps on them and that lot. So in brass or zinc.
I've got a really old one somewhere from the 1980s.
You can't talk about traces like that, Simon.
Vesper on it. Yeah. And, it's a proper Zippo.
Because I've got an old Zenith one somewhere, and it used to be.
Crumbly, you outside with the moon?
It's a petrol one.
What?
Are you outside with the moon?
Yeah. It's just, can't you see it? It's just.
He's sat on the Yorkshire moors, can't you tell?
No, it's too early for Santa to be out.
I'm on Saddleworth.
Stay on the bloody path. Don't go off the path. Stay on the bloody
Stay on the path. Stay clear of the moor.
Yeah,
I've never missed that dartboard before.
Yeah.
Werewolf in London. Brilliant.
Yeah, American Werewolf in London. Brilliant.
Right, I'll be back. Toilet break.
Yeah, no problem. Then they did American Werewolf in Paris.
We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you, Jay. Not.
Yeah,
I'm taking you with me because I don't want to miss out.
Just mute.
Yeah, don't forget, shake it, not play with it.
Yeah,
shake it, don't play with it.
Yeah.
Any more than 3 shakes of that wang is considered pleasure in yourself.
Well, I can't find it, so I have to sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes to toilet like a girl. There you go. Now
I actually picked up.
Too, you know.
Yeah, I actually picked up a really nice old Zenith petrol lighter, and must have been somebody who was in the military because all the engraving on it and that lot, and you could tell it was done by hand, the engraving on it and that. That's in my mum's
You say, shit, get me out this foxhole.
But it's really nice.
Yeah.
You know, the engraving work on it and that. There's a bit of history behind that one. Well,
yeah, TMB Scouts might be interested in that one.
I'll have to dig it out because it's got his name and everything on it, you know, when it was in the military and everything.
That can be looked up as well. So
yeah.
Let's face it, I mean, there's so much information you get on the internet now.
Yeah, there is now. Yeah. No. But yeah, so if you see me sit here spinning a lighter around, you know it's because I want a fag and I'm resisting.
You don't want a fag, though. That's it, Matty. You don't want one.
No, but like I say, I've cut back. That helps gig on Monday has sort of kicked me into action a bit.
Well, when you get told you've got a really serious chest infection, it does sort of kick things into life, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, especially when your tablets say on it COPD rescue, you know, and it's like, shit.
Yeah, so basically you're losing lung capacity because that's what COPD does.
Yeah. But
I mean, if you imagine your branches in your lungs are like, cauliflower.
Yeah.
They're like, broccoli. Sorry, a branch of broccoli. Yeah. Each one of those ends of the broccoli is what allows oxygen into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And if they get blocked, that is COPD, and they don't unblock.
No.
So that's what's happening.
Well, apparently, it helps. Well, like I say, you're, I was diagnosed with a mild form of it back in 2019, and I think my increase of smoking was because on a few of my videos, you hear me huffing and puffing and that lot, and I think I've just got another cold bug or something, and it's not. And I think my increase in smoking was big. I know it sounds daft. It helps relieve the chest sort of thing.
Matt, have you tried vaping?
Yeah, I don't like them though.
In all seriousness,
I have tried it. I've got one. I don't like it.
Yeah, you need to try a Vupu tank.
Yeah.
With the nicotine. Go to Nick Salts with a 10 milligram. It's a smoother hit. It doesn't hit you so hard.
Yeah.
That's how I eventually stopped smoking.
Yeah.
But now my problem is I can't give that up.
Yeah. That's what I don't want to do.
But however, you can then wean yourself off of this, but I'm choosing not to because otherwise some people might die.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't want to do. I'd sooner go and, register with his place in town.
Yeah, but but the NHS now refer you on to a vape to go vaping. That's the problem now. They don't give you gum and tablets or patches or anything like that anymore.
I don't want to go down that line. No, that's the thing. I'll speak to him. I'll speak to my doctor next week about it.
Yeah, just say to him, I don't want to go down the vaping route because that's what they would recommend.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that route because you're just swapping one habit for another.
To be honest, I can breathe better because I've got severe asthma.
Yeah.
I'm on the red pump, wherever it is.
I'm on that as and when I need it, the old Saboot bulb. But they're on about putting me on one where I have to take it every day, just in the morning, and then that as and when I need it. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on the red pump.
Yeah.
And Ventolin as well.
Yeah.
No.
This one, what they're on about, where I take it. Oh, Roland's disappeared.
No, it says it's me. He's still here.
Yeah. This one they're on about, put me on. It's like you take it every day in the morning.
Yeah, which is what this is.
Yeah, and then that when I need it, sort of thing.
Yeah, so this one is the preventer.
Yeah.
And then you have the blue one to help you through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're on about doing with me. But I'm
right. So I've had this one for just over a month, and I've not used it once.
Yeah.
And
my problem is every month I was getting these with my normal tablet, and rather than just giving you that,
they give you the whole thing.
They give you the whole bloody thing, and I got a cupboard full of them. You know, so I actually asked them to take it off with prescription because I've literally got a stockpile of these in the cupboard. And,
no, I've not used that, and I've not had an asthma attack for. It's been a while, quite a while.
Yeah. But it's weird. It's weird how I was smoking more because obviously I didn't realise I got this really bad chest infection, and but because of smoking, it helps relieve it.
Yeah, because nicotine relaxes your body.
Yeah. So, which is why I was smoking more and more and more.
Apparently, cannabis does the same thing, but apparently you can't function with it.
Yeah.
And if you do years of it, you look like Crumbly.
But
that's not cannabis. That's LSD.
Banning vaping here.
Sorry, Roland?
They're looking at banning vaping here.
Yeah.
Are they? What is that?
There's a rumor out there that you can get what's called vapors long.
Yeah, popcorn
long.
Yeah.
My nephew's got it. He's got sarcoidosis from it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I tend to mix my own juice.
Yeah.
So the problem is when be quiet, Simon, looking like that, you old git. I mix my own juice, so I know exactly what goes into that vape juice.
Yeah.
When you buy it from a shop, you have no idea what's in it.
The problem is,
and it's even worse if you buy it from somewhere like Poundland. If they're making that bottle of juice and selling it to you for £1, and it's coming over from China, how much chemicals is in that little bottle?
Well, this is why the government clamped down on it, didn't they, a bit over here? Because when they first came out, they were mixing like essential oils and things like that in with it, and that's what's causing the popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn
So what goes into my vape juice is flavouring.
Yeah.
VG, which is vegetable glycerine, which you find in food.
Yeah.
And PG, which is propane glycol, which the wife was shouting at me down the room. Which is in oxygen and tomatoes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then all I had is my nicotine shots.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I want to go down
when I vape, I know exactly what's in here.
Yeah, but I just want to go down the patches and gum line, you know, which is what I've already told them.
Patches didn't work for me. I hope they do for you.
Yeah. I've used them before. I quit for 6 months on patches and gums.
Yeah.
And started again.
My problem was when I tried to quit with gum, I was chewing the gum and smoking. Oh my God, did that make me ill?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I've heard that.
Yeah, because I'm taking double the amount of nicotine in.
Overdose nicotine, basically.
Yeah.
And
I was lightheaded and throwing up everywhere. It was amazing.
I've also spoke to him about that tablet. Somebody mentioned it on the live.
Champy.
Yes, Champy.
Yeah, I've also mentioned about that. Yeah. So, but like I said, I'll go back next week and see what they say to me. You know.
Hey, what's she doing?
The downside of vaping is that I'll be walking down the road or I'll be riding along with my bike and all of a sudden I can smell fucking donuts. It's because of one of these in his hand.
I'll tell you what, I used to work with a guy when I did
bit about it, Simon. I've worked out that if I don't use this vape and a different type of vape, I can vape while riding.
Yeah. There you go. I used to work with a bloke when I was doing security on the concerts and the shows. And you used to go outside for a fag and he'd be out there with his vape and it was like standing next to fucking Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, because every time he breathed out, you couldn't see him. He was like, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be, It was like on stars in their eyes, you know, coming out this bloody smoke. And it was like, chuffing hell, you know. And it's like, you get a group of them out there, and it was like somebody nicked the smoke machine for the show and took it outside the bloody, into the smoking area, you know.
What's the price of a packet of cigarettes there?
I don't buy fags, I buy
normal filtered cigarettes, I think, are £10 upwards.
Yeah, how much is tobacco? What we normally get, it's about 20 odd quid for 50 grams, is it? Something like
that. A friend of mine recently bought a pouch from a supermarket, and it was £30 for a 50-gram pouch.
Yeah, no,
we 2 ounces. Yeah, 30 grams, 2 ounces. Jesus.
Well, 50 grams, hobby. But the problem is you've got to be careful with these pouches, because I've seen quite a few videos where it says it's 50 grams, but you get a couple of packets of fag papers in it. And when you take the fag paper, when you take the fag papers out and all the packaging off that, and then empty the actual tobacco out, it's not 50 grams of tobacco. You know, it's like 30 odd grams of tobacco.
There you go.
You know.
So you can vape with your helmet on. It's awesome.
That's why I like my one thing I do like about my bike.
Yeah. And it's like in your jean pocket. It's awesome.
That's one thing I like when I'm out on that chuffing thing. If I need a fag, I've got to stop and pull over and roll with someone.
Yeah, no, I just keep going. So I stop at the traffic lights, like, I'll just pop that in my pocket, and off I go.
It does make me chuckle sometimes when I see some bikers where they've got the open face helmet on and they've got a fag hanging out the gob, and I'm like sat there thinking, how can you ride like that?
I want to try that.
It's easy, trust me, I used to do it, it's easy.
Yeah, it's like...
Do you need to get one of them windproof lighters then?
No, you just stop at traffic lights, don't you?
But then surely if you ride quick enough, the fag would just blow off.
But that's where they come in handy, isn't it?
You
can't go wrong with your petrol lights.
I mean, years ago I was in Orlando and I rented a Harley out there, and I had the wife on the back and I had my fags in my pocket. We pulled up the set of lights and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Just light the fag." I lit the fag at the lights. And there we go, because it had cruise control and everything else. I'm smoking away going down the motorway.
Simon, does your bike have cruise control?
No.
I want to know someone who's got cruise control on their bike, because I want to try it just to see how weird it is.
GSA tractor. His BMW's got cruise control on it.
Yeah, but that's a tank. I want a normal bike.
Have you ever used cruise control in a car?
Yeah, see,
right, it works exactly the same. Yeah,
but I think it'll be a different feeling on a bike.
No,
is it not?
Just saves your wrist, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So basically, what you do is once you got to the speed you want, you got your cruise control set. Where you're normally holding onto the handlebars, what you find you're doing is you're just resting your hands on the handlebars. And as
I don't even ride with my hand on the handlebars.
Well, there you go.
I tend to go down the road like that.
Well, this is where, like, you're going to get things like the boost control. Yeah, I'm just chuckling at that. This is where you're going to get things like with the automatic sort of gearbox, like the Goldwing, you know, with its auto box and.
But you get like quick. Is it called quick shift or something like that? You can add it onto your bike or something like that, and it just shifts for you.
Yeah.
Well. You might as well get in a car, because that's not riding a bike. Or get a little 50cc.
Quick shift works really well if you want. It can save seconds on riding when you want to go fast. A lot of sports.
You've still got to go up and down the gearbox on a quick shift.
A lot of BMWs use it. The GSA uses it. I know the GT 1600 KL, whatever it is, uses it.
Yeah, there was a guy.
Use it too, don't they?
Yeah, there was a guy. Where was it? On your bike the other week, and he had a blue badge on his bike.
Yeah,
and they've done away with the gear shift, and he had this weird. It looked like a tube of Pringles, basically, mounted to the side, and he would just pull the clutch in, and it changed gear.
Suicide shift, was it?
I have no idea. I didn't.
No, suicide shift's when you get the big handle coming up, isn't it?
Coming up, yeah.
Now, I've known somebody who had a left leg lower prosthetic, so false leg from the knee down, and what they did is they put a great big handle on like the gear lever. So it was automatic, but it was a quick shifter, but he used to just push it and forward and backwards with his hand while he was riding, change gear.
Yeah, but that's like having a specially modified car that you can go forward faster or slower off the door handle.
That's only a Triptronic gearbox anyway, where you just knock it up and down in the car.
Yeah. That's like having a paddle shift behind the steering wheel, isn't it?
My old Peugeot Estate was an automatic, but it got the Triptronic on it as well, so I could knock it into manual and change up and down just by shifting it up and down.
Yeah.
You know, not the old Triple H sort of thing on. Yeah, when you know the whole H gate system.
Yeah.
The weirdest bike I've seen, it was a Triumph, and it had the throttle on the left-hand handlebar.
Oh.
And it came in for an MOT, and I was like, right, okay, why is this throttle on this handlebar with the clutch? And there was no lever on the right-hand side, and I was trying to figure it all out. And they turned around and they said, the guy has only got a left arm, he's got no right arm, and he rides a motorbike. And I was like, well, they had to try and MOT it and service it and test ride it, and they were like, I can't ride it. Because I can't get you.
You say that. I went to a bike meet Wednesday near me, and there was an old Triumph that came in, and it was left foot was braking and right foot was geared.
Gearbox, yeah, some of them were.
How?
Yeah, some of them
and
were.
he says he goes from between that and a GTR. I'm like, how can you go up one?
What make was that? What make was that?
Triumph.
There was one that was, I'm trying to think what make there was, because there's another one.
There's a Triumph that didn't recoil.
Yeah.
Then you had the
older models,
You had the old Vespas that had the clutch and gear on the handle.
Oh yeah, you twist the handlebar to change the gear. That's proper Italian.
They were okay once you got used to it.
Yeah, that's what I actually learned to ride on. One of them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Triumph Tiger?
Don't like it.
Do you not?
Bit of a beast, that, and that's the off-road thing, isn't it?
It depends which one you want. You got the 800 to the 1200.
That's what I want. Is the 800.
Yeah. The 800 is, I believe, is chain driven. I wouldn't bother. I'd go for the 1200 car.
Right, okay.
If I was to get either of them, it's a 1200 shaft I'd go for. But then again, I don't like the bike itself. It's a triple pot engine, and it just doesn't. It feels lumpy to me.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I mean, what you got at a minute?
I've got the FZ8, the Phaser.
Is that inline 4?
Yes.
Yes. Right, you'll get on the Triumph and you'll find it lumpy.
Yeah.
The same as it would if you got on the Twin, you'd find it lumpy, and it needs revs. Because what I've found is in my bikes, as I progressed and I got up to an inline 4, as soon as I rode anything else, it felt lumpy and nasty.
So I went from the LXR straight to the FZ8.
Yeah.
So
you're with the inline 4, you get power throughout the band range.
Yeah.
Yeah. With anything else, you'll find there's spots where it's dead or it's lumpy,
spot.
and then it picks up, and then it's a bit like that. And one of the worst ones I've ever ridden is the Honda VFR 1200.
Yeah, so I'm not taking by Honda.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I'm not. I look at Honda and I think, that's not for me.
No.
Well, my next bike's either going to be the Triumph Tiger, which you've now put me off because I like the look of it. But if it's
you like the adventure style,
yeah. But if not, the next one will be a ZZR.
Right, okay. If you like the style of the Triumph 1200, I would seriously recommend going and test riding a Versys 1000.
Who makes that?
Inline 4, 1050 cc's, adventure style bike, and that's what I had before the GTR.
Is that what Jim Diesel's got?
No, he's got a KLV 1000, which was the version before the Versys.
Yeah,
I believe. It's similar engine.
That's not that Chinese bike that like Rev sells, is it?
That's the
No,
Vogue.
that's the Vogue. That's the Vogue, yeah.
It's the Vogue.
Who makes
I'll
the
tell you,
Versys?
if you can get down on your bike and you can get a test ride on a Versys 1000, try it. You won't be disappointed. It's a nice bike. It's got a good riding position. I think you'd probably enjoy it going from a Phaser 8.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can't do the sports bike thing, which you're all going to knock me for, because the whole leaning over the tank, it kills my back.
Right, and if you're thinking of the ZZR 1400, did you say ZZR 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it leaning over the tank. You're laying on the tank to ride it.
Well, that's a no-go for me as well then.
Yeah.
That's
so
why
try the Versys 1000.
Yeah.
Which is very sit up and big.
Yeah,
it's a troll. It's a
Kawasaki as well. Actually, I don't mind the look of that.
Yeah.
I've got the. Let me hide me midget porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't mind the look of that, to be honest.
Yeah. That's a nice bike, and the engine is beautiful, and it's the same engine in the Z1000 SX and the Z1000.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same engine in all three of them.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
I like
an inline four, very
over.
smooth, very powerful, very pokey.
Because my brother was a quite largish chap. He had you saw it, the S1000 SX or whatever it's called.
Z1000 SX, yeah.
Yeah, Z1000. Yeah, he had one of them. But that's why I've got that for the same reasons you, crazy.
Yeah, see, I damaged my back at work.
Yeah.
In a previous job, I was doing removals.
Yeah.
And I missed the tail lift as I stepped off. And smashed my back on the curb.
Yeah.
And it's never been right, and that's been what, 13 years.
Yeah.
So when it gets cold, oh my God, do I suffer?
Yeah, I had a full colour photocopy dropped on me carrying it upstairs. I took the weight of it.
Yeah, they're not light either.
No, I damaged C5 and C6 in my neck.
Yeah, see, when I fell off, I had. Do you remember the old wall unit that was like wall to wall?
Yeah.
We were moving one of them, and I missed the tail lift as was backing up to drop it down.
Yeah.
And I went off, and half of this unit came with me.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I was on the stupid end, weren't I? He was on the top end going up the stairs back.
Oh yes, you had all the weight.
So I was on the end with all the weight. He frigging dropped his end. I promptly went backwards and bounced down a few steps, being chased by a bloody full colour photocopier, which luckily enough jammed itself and stopped. And like I say, he just screwed my neck up and back up a bit, and that's why I've got that thing, because I can't do a sports bike. I'd end up with JCB lifting off of me, lift me off it.
Yeah,
I'll be stood there in like the bloody sport bike position for about 3 days if I don't want.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to get rid of the LXR, because I like the look of the LXR.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'm not going to be on it for too long. I'll give it a go. I couldn't do long rides on it.
No.
Oh my
God! Going that way, guys.
Sorry.
Things warming up.
Weather-wise, yeah.
They did until today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're having the April showers in May. Yeah.
Did you get wet today, Simon?
No.
Oh, I did. I'll let you know. Really wet.
I left before it started raining, and I left work after it stopped. So.
At the moment, Roland, we've had the driest April on record, so we're now getting April shower. Well, one of the driest April, but we're now getting the April showers in May because we've had thunder, lightning, and rain. So.
Oh, Wednesday night, weren't it? Thunder and lightning, and blimey hell! Did it ever crack off above my house?
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't get much
You
sleep.
in summer now? You guys in summer, or are you in?
Not yet.
Spring?
we are late spring, heading towards summer. So.
Yeah, but our summer will only be one day.
Yeah, and we haven't determined which day that's going to be.
No, it'll be a day that we're working and can't get out on the bikes.
So what's a hot summer's day in the UK?
Cold.
25 to 30 degrees Celsius.
Normally in the middle of spring when we're not expecting it.
Roland, this way to describe it. Our summer is your winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the temperature is where you are now, right at this minute. That is the height of our summer.
Yeah.
That's where we're all being shorts down at the beach having a barbie.
Yep, and everyone melts.
Yeah.
Everybody complains it's too hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have to say,
21st of June is Midsummer's Day, isn't it? 21st of June. It's not far away.
See, the one bike I really, really do like is what Roland's got.
What's Roland got?
Roland?
What are you riding, Roland? I must have missed that on previous lives.
I
saw some antique dinosaurs that you uncovered before.
Oh,
M109R and also a ZX14R.
Is that your bike in the picture?
That is a rolling piece of art.
Nice.
You want to see Roland's bike? That thing I'm in love with. I've told Roland I'm going over there and it's going to disappear.
Is your bike in the garage, Roland?
Not at the moment.
Oh, please take me to see your bike.
You want to watch his videos?
I'll have to leave it to you in my will. There.
Yeah. I absolutely love that bike of Roland's. Roland knows I do because it is so beautiful. It's one of those bikes where every time Roland sticks it on a video, I'm sat there drooling. I'm like Rev Bombers with Lockwood over his bike. I tell you. That thing. Oh, by the way, Roland, I'm going to try and do your music video challenge when I've been playing around with the editing software. So,
Roland, I don't actually subscribe to you. What's your YouTube channel?
Roland Keith.
Oh, that's easy enough. Let me subscribe.
You need to look at that thing or that bike. Sorry, Roland. I think it's beautiful.
I'll leave it to you in my will.
That's it, mate. I just dumped you.
I'll tell you what.
Get them over here, then. Can you get them over here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Crumbly, you can get anything over if you've got enough money.
Yeah, but Crumbly. The problem is they're not like Roland's because I'm sure that paint on Roland's is what that kind of paint.
It's got to be a custom.
No, I don't know, but it doesn't matter what light it's under. It looks a different colour every time, that bike.
Roland, have you had your bike custom painted?
No.
Standard.
That's standard.
Over the years,
some of the
special editions, they did some pretty cool paint jobs on them. And yeah, mine's I think it's got a chameleon. What they call a chameleon.
It's got paint job in it. Yeah, because sometimes when the light's on it, it's like a green, and then it goes to blue.
It different colours.
Yeah.
And Matt, do you remember years ago you used to get these paint jobs that when you looked at them on cars and you think, oh, that's purple, and you look at it in a different light and you think, oh, that's blue.
My brother had a Rover. Rover did one. My brother had it, and in one light it was purple, and in another light it was maroon, and then in another light it was like a purpley green, and can you Well, that's why they stopped doing them, didn't it? Because of that reason.
Yeah.
Because on the logbook it has to state what colour it is, and the problem is with them.
And unfortunately, various isn't the colour.
Yeah, depending what light it was under, it changed colour. But that thing of Roland's.
The only way to do that is if you get a custom paint job and just don't do the door shuts. And then that way you can list it on the logbook as it is like blue or red.
Red. Well, it's just
you can paint all your panels on a motorbike any colour you want, but whatever colour the frame is, that's the colour that's on the logbook.
Yeah.
Yes, mine's not, because my bike's listed as blue, my frame's black.
Roland.
There's a blue sack.
That chrome work on your bike, is that standard or have you done it?
No, that's standard.
It came out of Christ almighty.
Yeah, see, Matt, we just get the crap over here.
Yeah.
England is the world's dumping ground. We just get the tail end of all the rubbish.
I like motorbikes, but when I saw that thing of Roland's, my jaw just hit the ground. It's the kind of thing I'd stick in a glass box and just stare at all day long. You know what I mean? I'd put bloody all the spotlight. I'd just be stood there just staring at it all day long.
And drooling.
And drooling, yeah.
Like a paedophile at a school ground.
You'll have to get yourself one.
Oh, it's the colour as well. And the chrome work on it. It's just something about that bike. It's like, yeah.
I'll be back.
Sorry, it's just.
Yeah, they're a good-looking beast. They're definitely a good-looking beast. Mine aesthetically is completely out of the box.
Yeah, it's a work of art, even out the box. You know, whoever designed that and that.
1 week later.
You know, we saw that custom here, Indian, Hell's Pearl. That was beautiful with the ghost paintwork and everything on it. But that was a purely custom bike. But to say that came out the factory looking like that, Jesus, they got that right, I tell you.
Yeah.
Because that thing to me, every time I see that bike, I just sit there drooling and thinking it's a I call it a rolling piece of art. I think
you're joining the military biker later.
They're only a dyno tune away from 140 horse.
I'll probably join as well. I've just carried on drinking, so I'm good to go.
Well, yeah, but like I say, Roland, I just think it's a beautiful piece of machinery. I really, really do.
JD and that.
Yeah, but I see it from, the mechanical side as well as the, there's certain things you see architect buildings.
It appears I won't be on the bike tomorrow.
Where the way they've been designed and built and put together are just, they are works of art within themselves. You know what I mean? You get cars like it. You get
Simon,
bikes.
help me. The wife's incoming.
So, I do like that bike. I really do. So, who makes it then? Is it Suzuki?
1 second. The wife's off the bed.
It is Suzuki. Well,
yeah, it's been engineered and designed by the Hayabusa team.
Right. Because I tell you, to say it's come out of the box like it is a rolling piece of art. It really is. The design team got that bang on. Even down to the colour scheme and that lot. It's just beautiful to look at. It's just my arty-farty electromechanical engineering sort of side of me in it,
I had permission to start late.
Well, was it SV109s? Did you say?
No, it's just a 109R.
I could have left them up.
M109R.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is. Suzuki Intruder M109R.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see,
you're off the bed now, yeah? Well, the wife's off to bed.
Yeah,
good night,
Mrs.
Sarah.
Good night, Mrs. Crazy. I don't like the black one.
Yeah, your bed's in the shed over there.
Yeah, they do a candy.
No, get off my channel.
Nice.
I'm getting the blue from it.
Oh yeah, I can see the orange one. I'm just looking at the orange one and the red and black.
The orange one in the flesh is a really awesome colour. It's
that
every bit as cool as the blue.
Yeah, that pops, doesn't it? But I do like the blue. That blue is gorgeous.
Simon, save me.
Look now. Well, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it.
That is porn right there.
That is, you see what I mean, Crazy?
Yeah, that is porn right there.
If Simon scrolls down, there's an orange one. If he scrolls down,
is it burnt orange?
No, it's candy orange.
It's candy orange.
Honestly, if it was burnt orange...
No, not that one, Simon. I've got an orange one on my screen. There it is.
Oh my God.
Wow.
1 second, magical things are happening.
You see what I mean? Well, I love that bike so not much.
That is nice.
That is beautiful, but the blue one.
The blue one would be for me.
Yeah, the blue one for me as well.
Yeah.
It just pops, the blue one does. That is nice, but I prefer the blue.
I'm tempted to book a flight straight to Roland's house to take his bike out for a test ride.
Great, there'll be a fight over who's going to nick it. There'll be a fight over who's going to take it. I tell you, look at that.
MT, with both of us on the plane, it won't take off, so it can only be one at a time.
Yeah. Oh, but you see what I mean about that bike? It just pops.
Which is weird because I don't like Suzuki.
No, but that thing is beautiful.
I actually hate everything about Suzuki, but that is nice.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't actually know. I don't rate Suzuki's electrics for one. Now I'm a fully qualified mechanic, and to work on a Suzuki car, you're like, no, pass it on to someone else. I am not touching that.
Yeah.
Everything about them is just cheap. It just doesn't. It just feels horrible.
Yeah.
And for me, because I've worked on the cars, I in my brain it's automatically, the bikes are crap as well.
Yeah. I don't think there's a comparison really.
No. I don't know. I just don't. I don't rate like the way the Gixxer looks either. Don't like that. It's just weird. I just don't like it.
Yeah, but that thing.
But that Suzuki is nice.
Yeah. But now you see
like
what
Suzuki Intruder.
Yeah, Suzuki. Well, it's all. Yeah.
What year is that bike, Matt?
I don't know what our old Rollins is, but I tell you what, that one we were looking at was 2007. But that one of Rollins.
Yeah, mine's 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I prefer the older stuff. So before 2016 and back, because once you pass that bracket of 2016, the government stepped in and said, "Oh, you've got to have this, you've got to have that."
Oh yeah.
So I prefer before that, when bikes were actually bikes, and
it's when we started having all this Euro 5 and Euro 6 and Euro whatever business. Yeah.
I mean, you could probably pick up an M109R over in the UK for a pretty reasonable price these days.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, and it's a hell of a lot of bike.
Simon, you know I'm going to get in trouble if I start looking at these bikes and end up buying one, don't you?
Yep, that's why I'm doing it.
Well, it'll be stored at your house, and I'll say it's Simon's bike, and I'll go out on it.
What's the seat height on that then?
Bloody good.
Comfy is what it looks like.
Very comfy. Yeah.
Matt, it looks like it will suit both of our asses.
Yeah,
obviously one at a time.
Now that would be a reason to get my full bar license.
That is a Suzuki Intruder 1800. So
yeah.
Well, there you go, Matt.
Matt, I don't know why you just don't go and do it
on the wall and name it that then.
Yeah, because
out the box, they're 128 horsepower.
Honestly, Matt, you should really just go and do your license. It is the next best thing ever. I regretted leaving mine so long between getting banned to get my license back.
Yeah. Well,
because I got banned 3 weeks after passing my test, the first time. Popping wheelies down the high street, and when the police tried to stop me, I was like, "Yeah, see you later," and I was just gone. 2 weeks later, I got a summons through the post going, "You have to attend court," and it didn't quite twig to me that I would have just been slapped on the wrist with maybe 3 points and a huge fine.
Yeah.
But because
the problem is, if I was going to go for one of them, it's got to be in the colour what?
No, you can choose whatever colour you like, because guaranteed, whatever colour you go for or you buy, it's going to be scratched. You just go and get it. You just go and get it resprayed, whatever colour you like.
Yeah, 6,000. There's one for sale at the moment on Auto Trader. I'm just looking, and it's 6,700.
Auto rip-off.
Yeah, £6,744. One for sale on Auto Trader.
Almost 1 for 1. Look at that. 1 horsepower versus 1 torque. Almost.
Oh, for goodness sake.
What year is that then, Matt?
Hang on. 2012.
Right.
Reg.
Yeah, see, that'll be fine for me. Oh, let me mute the YouTube.
It's got 26,000 on the clock.
I think you're running a 10-inch rear tyre, 10-inch wide rear tyre, 240 millimetres.
Yeah.
What's he like going around bends then, Roland?
Well, your front goes around half an hour before the back.
I always loved the look of the bike, and I missed out on a couple over the years, the same colour, same model. And then when this one popped up, I actually was lucky enough to take it for a test ride before I bought it. and it was the actual handling that sold me on it. The bloody thing handles damn well.
Yeah.
Roland, when you get on your bike, are you sitting in one county and the front wheel's in another?
Yeah, pretty much.
Big old girl. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're not a small bike. They're a dedicated muscle bike. They're in the muscle bike class.
Yeah, but they'll be suited to your roads. That's the thing. They won't be suited over here so much.
No, it will.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Our roads.
But if you think for the length of the motorcycle parking bays, and then you think about parking something like that in there, it's like parking a transit van into a motorcycle bay.
It's not that much longer than a standard muscle bike, is it?
Sorry?
It's not that much longer than the standard muscle bike would be of that time.
Looks about 24 feet. The size of a recovery truck.
I'll look at this. Let's see if we can have a look at the specs on it. But I'll tell you what,
it'd be pretty much on a par with anything that's around the 1800cc sort of class.
Yeah.
Simon, how long's your bike? Do you know? Is it about that big? That big?
Yeah, about that big.
That's the size of the wife's underwear then.
The fucking hell, ain't that big.
Yeah, despite the fact that it's got a very wide reach, very well. Yeah, Suzuki, the Hayabusa team got the engineering on those things very right.
It's 95.5 inches long, or 2,450 millimeters.
What's that in foot? Come on, put it in proper measurement.
Oh, hang on then. Let me go.
8 foot. 8 foot. Just
nearly 8 foot.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that much then.
Width is 34 inches. So
yeah, but what's the length?
That's a pretty good girth, isn't it? 34 inches.
94.5 inch, which is what in feet.
It's not that bad.
No.
And if it goes around bends all right, it can't be that.
Yeah, 7.9 foot. It's 7.95 foot.
So about the length, a little bit longer than a smart car then.
Yeah,
probably. I don't know how big a smart car is.
If you watch some of my videos, you'll see that our roads. If you watch some of my videos, you'll see, because where I live, I'm only a couple of minutes from the sea and a couple of minutes from the hills, and cruising around the hills is just as twisty and tight as anywhere else.
And it's about, hang on, what is it? 34.4 inches wide.
You're in Australia, aren't you, Roland?
Yeah.
See, I actually couldn't live in Australia because there's things that want to eat you and things that want to sting you and things that want to jab you with
only
poison.
if you let them.
It's nearly.
Look, I hear about this stuff all the time from overseas people like yourself, but I'm over 60 and I'm still here and I'm yet to see any of it.
See, I've seen stuff online where you get like spiders in like the bedroom and then like the size of, I don't know, your mobile phone. You're like, holy crap.
You just open the door and they wander out.
It depends on what part of the country
Would you get the High Court enforcement to go, you have been evicted, there's the door.
That thing of Roland's is nearly 3 foot wide. It's 2.8 feet wide.
Nice.
Yeah, I won't fit on that because I'm about 6 foot wide.
Yeah, but
it's a V twin, so it's not going to. Is it a V twin, Roland?
Yeah,
not
V twin.
That wide, is it? It's, you know.
Yeah.
They're saying it's 34.4 inches. The dimensions, which
that's
when you come
the very outside of the handlebar to the other side of the handlebar.
Yeah, see, Crumbly might fit on that.
And you think 3 foot wide on handlebars is actually quite comfy.
Mm.
And that makes it very steerable.
Yeah. Roland,
anyway, look, guys, military bike is going to start in about 5 minutes.
Oh, right.
So I think we're going to wind this one up.
Yeah.
And we're going to head over to TMB, old Scouser Stevie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'll see if he puts the link up for me, shall we?
Yeah, he will do. He will do.
You know what? I'm just looking. Sorry, I was just looking. My Michigan is wider than that.
There you go.
Yeah, but But Matt, is that with you on it or off it?
No, the handlebar width. No, I just had a look at the Michigan specs, and it's actually my Michigan is actually wider than Roland's MT.
It doesn't look it though on the picture. It looks wider than that.
No, but my Michigan, I've just had a look. Sorry, Simon, I know you want to disappear. Width is 890 millimeters.
Straight on the outside of the window.
And that is 875. So my Michigan is actually wider than Roland's.
There's your $10.
Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough.
Anyway.
Michigan's wider.
Stick a picture up on your wall, Matt, and say that's the bike I'm getting. And
change your green screen.
You'll have to test ride one. You'll have to take one for a test ride.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to fly over to Australia and just borrow yours, Roland.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I've got a couple of bikes to choose from if you like, so that's okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Don't tempt us. We'll be on the next plane out, Rolly. Don't tempt us.
Hey, look, if you're coming out, you know where you're going to be looked after. That's for sure.
Well, my passport is just in that cupboard behind me in the safe, so don't tempt me. It's 3 foot away.
Right. Anyway.
Yes.
Sorry, MC, Crumbly, Crazy Dad, Roland, thank you for joining the stream. Much appreciated. I do enjoy the company. I hate it at the beginning where I'm all on my own and I have to start singing to get some of you.
Yeah, I'll join a bit earlier next time, Simon, as long as I haven't got Little Man on my chest.
Yeah,
No
sorry.
worries.
I had like I say, I was sorting my meds out and grandkid was here. So
yeah, no worries. Much appreciated for joining us. Thank you for everybody that's joined in and chatted. And
there's only 3 people in the chat.
There is now. There's 4. There's one watching on Facebook.
I've probably sent them all to sleep. I've probably sent them all to sleep.
But you've got to think a lot of my followers, all 1,100 and whatever are, they're all in the UK. So come about 11, 12 o'clock, they want to go to bed anyway. So they start dropping off. So, and they watch me on catch up. My last live stream had over 200 views. So they all caught me on catch up. So if you're watching this on catch up, thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
191 of those was me. Because I used to fall asleep halfway through your live.
That's all right, because I used to fall asleep halfway through my lives as well.
Yes, I noticed.
That's why I started drinking later.
Yeah, it helped.
Lower and lower.
Quite famously, I was on one of Military Bikers live streams, and I'm sitting there, and you could see me falling asleep. And Stevie said, "Hey Simon, you're right, mate. You're right, mate. You're right, mate." I said, "Yes, Steve, I've got to go. Sorry, mate." No, I literally nodded off.
We could nearly hear you snore. I think that was on the bike reveal.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
No, it's great catching up with you all anyway, and it's great to see you crazy on camera.
Yeah, I'll join next week.
Yeah. I love chatting to Roland and Crumbly as well. Well, I love chatting to all of you, but
really appreciate it, Rolly. I know it's early in the morning there for you, man.
Yeah.
It's weird not being in the side chat, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. But no, it's fantastic chatting to you all. You know,
I'm glad we can help, man. I'm glad we can help. MP,
oh, I love it. I love it.
To be honest, joining the live tonight helped me because I was on a proper down day today.
You was crazy. That's why I said ring me earlier, but you joined the live stream and that's worked. So that's all.
Yeah, it's so much better. So thanks for having me.
We are a community and we look after each other.
Yeah,
we are a community. We look after each other.
Crazy. That's exactly what it does to me. It picks me up, mate. It really does. It perks you up.
Yeah, I had a bit of wind therapy after I've joined and after I've left, and that was it. I was absolutely fine.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I'll see you in a minute, Simon. See you later, Roland. Bye, Crumbly.
Guys.
See you later, man.
Roland and
see you in a minute,
Crumbly.
Simon.
Take care, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Take it easy.